back at it again. Day 2. Sorry I'm late. Had some stuff to do today. But let me go ahead and give y'all a brief summary on what's going on. Yo, Keefy D admitting that he knew Lil C's and met Lil C's at the Soul Train Awards a year ago. So you already know why all that stuff broke out at the Soul Train Awards. You know, they had an incident with the Source Awards, but they also had an incident at the Soul Train Awards. And but it was a much smaller incident. But Keefy D was able to meet Lil C's. You know, Lil C's is a part of the Junior Mafia with Biggie. Man, I appreciate the light, man. And but yeah, man. So we just picking right back up. We're a little late, but we in here. So on that note, let's go. That's the transcripts right there. So he said he smoked a blunt. He said he smoked a blunt with Lil C's too. Yeah, no problem. So in this interview, they playing Keefy D done name drop everybody. He said he knew Sean Combs. He said he knew Lil C's. I don't know where this joint gonna go, bro. He definitely name dropped. Can't even really hear like that. Like the audio ain't the best. See, they just got the transcript up right there. But Keefy D did. He mentioned Sean Combs. He mentioned Lil C's. He said he smoked a blunt with Lil C's before they went in the club. It's some shit, bro. I'm telling you, if you saw one, you saw them both. This shit boring, bro. Boring. They ain't doing nothing. It's like a froze screen. So I'm guessing they both sides approach the bench. So when both sides approach the bench, they cut the mics off.
All right. Who's your next witness?
Oh.
This is my first year.
What does the crime scene analyst for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department do?
Jay Walker basically gave himself up in deal, plus the book. I know Jay Walker. I know fam.
Maybe sometimes broken glass, those sort of things, and we will collect that from the scene.
It's a lot to come back from.
Potentially years later.
But even then, is it evidence? Is it enough evidence to say he really did do it? Because the book, I mean, it's he confessed it. And
the
confessions
forensic
do
analysts
count.
Respond to the coroner's office.
It's-
Sees to document
I don't know,
findings
bro.
and evidence that the doctor pulls out during the course of the autopsy.
Yes.
And were you present at the autopsy with David Master for the autopsy of Tupac Shakur?
I was.
May I approach you?
So he was present at Tupac autopsy.
We'll start with state proposed exhibits 44 to 56.
But you're right, Jay
We'll
Walker.
go through those.
He made that bed, boy. I don't know how he gonna get up out of this. Yesterday, his lawyer had a hair out. Today, he got the ponytail. Trying to switch it up, give him different looks. Keefy D got the black suit on today. This suit fit a lot better on him. They were probably listening to it. Look, this suit fit a lot better on Keefy. This black. Yeah, that's a lot better fit, dog. Yes, sir. Keefy D.
So
Come on, brother.
44 through 54, are those all depictions of Mr. Shakur, his body bag, as well as Mr. Shakur during the course of the autopsy, documenting both tattoos and injuries to Mr. Shakur?
Yes, sir.
And then 55 and 56 is two sides, I'll say, of what looks like a bullet and a fragment that was removed from his body at the time of autopsy. Is that correct?
So the lawyer asking him
Now I'm going to show you what's
just
remarked
confirm
in
the
proposed
exit
exhibit
wounds and stuff
128.
and the bullet wound.
From looking at that, does that appear to be an impound done by Dave Lemaster from the autopsy of Mr. Shakur in September of 1996?
It is.
And flip it over here. Why don't you explain to ladies and gentlemen of the jury how evidence is collected?
So this is a typical evidence collection bag, and on the front there's information that you would complete and fill out that would be relevant to the investigation you're working on. So I know that this is David's paperwork. We are assigned a personnel number when we start the job, and David's personnel number was 4243. That's his first initial, last initial, and that's about here in the center of this information. When we collect the evidence, we're supposed to put a seal in reverse, and the seal has to remain intact throughout the investigation. That also has David's initial and personnel number and the date that was collected.
So it appears that nobody's opened this since David impounded it 30 years ago.
That's right.
Judge, I offer 44 to 56 and 120.
Any objection? They will be admitted.
Thank you. That's the witness.
Okay. Cross-examination, Mr. Sampson.
Here we go,
Ladies and gentlemen,
cross-examination.
any questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you so much. Have a good day. You are
Oh.
excused, Mr. Grant.
He ain't had no questions. He had an easy day.
See, who's your next witness?
Dr. Lisa Gavin.
Dr. Lisa got it. Oh shit, he put his head down. He's shaking his eye, man. What the fuck? Keefy D, boy.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
You may be seated. May I please have your statements by your first name?
It's the next witness, Dr.
Good
Lisa.
morning. I'm Dr. Lisa Gavin, Lisagavin.
Thank you, Dr. Gavin. Mr. Giacomo, you may proceed.
Dr. how are you employed?
Dr. Lisa
I'm
got
a
it.
forensic pathologist, medical examiner here in Clark County.
What does that mean you do for them?
We determine the cause of death and the manner of death and sudden unexpected deaths.
And in order to hold the position that you do with the coroner's office, do you have certain education, training, and background?
Yes.
And explain that to ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
I went to medical school at the University of Connecticut School of Medicine. I did a pathology residency at Hartford Hospital in Connecticut. I did a surgical pathology fellowship at Hartford Hospital in Connecticut. I did a forensic pathology fellowship in the Office of the Medical Investigator in New Mexico, and then I came here to Clark County. I have a medical license to practice here in the state of Nevada, and I'm board certified in anatomic pathology and forensic pathology.
How long overall have you been a forensic pathologist?
This September it'll be about 17 years practicing here.
So I'm going to guess that 30 years ago you were not at the autopsy of Tupac Shakur.
No, I was in medical school.
Have you in the past had to come in and testify to your opinions as to cause and manner of death in cases where you weren't the actual examiner at the table?
Yes.
Explain why that would happen.
We have people that have retired. We have doctors that have died. We have doctors that have gone to other locations in the country.
So when you are asked to review, what is it that you get to review in order to form your opinions and conclusions?
Most often it would be the investigation report from our office. It would be the autopsy report from the forensic pathologist that did the case. It could be photographs associated with the case, could be medical records associated with the case, could be any consultations or the like associated with the case.
In this particular case, do you know who the examiner was?
Yes,
Who was
it was Dr. Jordan.
it? Dr. Jordan is no longer with us, correct?
Correct, Dr. Jordan had passed away.
In addition to what the medical
Everybody in the Tupac case died
you also get
30 years ago.
a copy of the photographs.
Ain't nobody alive.
Crime scene analysts during the course of the autopsy.
Yes,
And did you utilize those as well to render your opinions?
yes.
I'm gonna start with what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit number 44. Now, as long as you don't click that mouse, there should be a nice little arrow that comes up and you can point to it. What are we looking at in State's Exhibit 44?
In the background is a green body bag, and
Oh,
the
wow.
way that we seal
Look at the body bag, y'all.
to preserve the body as evidence is we put this little blue tag through the
I think
eyelets
that's Tupac
of
body
the
bag,
zippers
y'all.
as they come together to demonstrate that the body was received, placed into that sealed body bag, and then received in the
Wow.
office with that seal intact at that. Similarly, we also attached onto that area will become the toe tag, the identifying
Oh,
mark
all of his tattoos, but
What up, y'all?
there were photographs taken
Hey, Sabrina, where you been at, girl?
to identify his photograph.
I've been looking for you.
Correct.
Where you been at,
So
girl?
we can see on his
Jay Walker in the building.
right stomach there that says Thug.
Uh-oh.
And then if we go to 48,
Talking about Tupac tattoos.
on the other side, it says Life. Correct.
Correct.
So now I want to get to his injuries. And I'm going to start with...
They breaking down Tupac injuries. His bullet wounds.
What are we looking at here?
This is the right side of the body up by this area. You could see the right axilla or armpit in that region. And then you could see some of the sutures of what they call a thoracotomy incision, where they've cut into the side of the chest. And then just below that, this is an entrance gunshot wound.
And then just below that thoracotomy test, there appears to be a stitched up area. I can move my mouse too, right there. What is that?
That's a sutured chest tube site.
So he had a tube there to help drain some of what was going on in his body.
Correct. And in the previous one that had all the medical intervention, you could see from the left side there was a similar chest tube on that left side.
Damn.
From your review, were you able to determine sort of the path of this?
I've been watching Granddaughters, love. I've been watching you on
It entered
TV.
here in the right lateral aspect
Okay.
of the chest, just below
I'm
the
checking
armpit.
in,
And
Sabrina,
then
making
went
sure
across
you
the
good,
right
girl.
chest space, went across the right lung, and then ended up coming to rest in what we call
So
the
they
sternal
saying
notch.
one of the bullets
The
hit.
sternal notch is a
entering in the
location
right lung.
just between where your collarbones kind of meet up towards the center of your chest. So just beneath that, the projectile was recovered.
So right here.
The nature of that type of wound, what did it physically do to his ability to breathe and those types of things?
So the injury to the lung would have collapsed the lung and also caused the lung to bleed. And so it was documented within the medical records that he had about 2 liters of blood in his chest cavity when they put in the chest tube to try to save him. And similarly, they ended up removing that lung to try to save him and kind of clamp off the bleeding. And then it already had multiple episodes of not becoming responsive, so he wasn't able to breathe. He was bleeding out in that area from that injury.
Here's something I should ask this when I was back on some of the prior pictures. We're going to see a lot of pictures, or we have seen some pictures.
Stay watching
Mr. Shakur
on
while he's alive. We're going to see some video from him alive. He certainly looks a lot
TV
skinnier in those pictures than he does.
TV move. Granddaughter be on the phone at my mouth.
After they've been on
Love everyone
the
and
life
all
support
have a
system,
blessed
you
day.
end up not being able
Thank
to
you,
circulate
man.
the fluid in
Thank
the
you for
body
pulling
like
up,
they're trying to
Sabrina.
give you. And so it kind
And
of
give my love to the
kind of
grandbabies,
seeps into
man.
the tissues, and it
Give
makes
my
your
love to the
tissues look kind
grandbabies.
of bloated and kind of literally bloated.
I'm going to move on to his next wound, State's Exhibit number 51.
Oh.
That side of his right hand is also within this picture.
The ruler, though, is identifying what?
The ruler is around the right lateral aspect of his thigh, so the right thigh on the lateral side.
Damn, so he was hit in the
And
thigh
what
too,
is
y'all.
And that's an entrance gunshot wound.
And can you tell me the path that bullet?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
That bullet entered in the lateral aspect of the right thigh and then went upwards into the abdomen and damaged the intestines. They ended up operating there and removed a portion of his intestines, and then during that surgery they recovered another projectile.
State Exhibit number 52, and you can see it in 51, but now
Man, his ass up, bro.
try that again.
I wonder how Keefy D feeling right now. They describing the wounds and shit.
Now the ruler is on that lower mark. Describe that for us.
This is like the lateral aspect of his body or his right flank. And this wound does not penetrate into the body, but it kind of causes this deeper abrasion in this area. So this could be like a spent projectile that might have hit something else and then hit his body, so it lost its momentum.
Lillian, what up, girl?
Into his body further.
Good
So
afternoon,
it kind of
Lil.
hit this area and created this wound on the
Lil.
side of his body.
Were there evidence within
What's
the
up,
medical
man?
records that Mr.
Good
Shakur had
afternoon.
received bullet wounds
Hey, yo.
sometime prior to
Hey,
the
Lil,
incident?
listen.
He had some scars
TPD
and other
done
areas
dropped
of his body
names.
that were suggestive.
He
of
done
that.
dropped Biggie Smalls. He done dropped Lil C's. He said he smoked a
Exhibit
blunt with
number
Lil C's.
53.
He done dropped. He called P Diddy Sean, so he knows Sean.
What are we looking at?
Getting
This is the
interested.
back of his right hand, and on the ring finger.
So
he
now
has
they're
an
going over
entrance
the
gunshot
autopsy
wound.
report
This
of Tupac
path
right now.
goes through the hand and goes through that finger, and then fractures that bone right by the ring finger area.
54, 054. What are we looking at?
This is the exit aspect of that wound that we saw the entrance to on the back of the hand, and it kind of exits out the underside and partly in the webbing between those fingers.
Now you mentioned that during the surgery, UMC would have recovered one bullet, and an autopsy, another bullet was recovered.
But that's correct.
So as it relates to the autopsy, show me exhibit number 55.
Lily, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday,
What are
girl.
we looking at here?
This is the projectile that was recovered during the autopsy. This was the one underneath the sternal notch to which I referred earlier.
And just so the jury understands these when they get to the back room, that's the same bullet, it's just taken from the opposite side.
Yes, we take multiple angles of those projectiles, photos of multiple angles.
Just for the record.
56. Now, Doctor, in addition to not only the photographs, were there other records identifying Mr. Shakur within the coroner's office records?
We have both some medical records and some photographs, as well as the autopsy report, the investigation report, and the
Yo,
toxicology
They really
report as well.
going over this man autopsy
You
report,
also
bro.
have an affidavit from Mr. Shakur's mother indicating that's her son.
So for all the people
Yes.
saying
And
Tupac's still
we're also
alive, what y'all got to say, man?
confirmed.
They talking about this nigga body, like they in detail.
After reviewing all of those records, do you have an opinion as to the cause of death of Mr. Shakur?
Yes,
And what is that?
he died of gunshot wounds of chest and abdomen.
And do you have an opinion as to the manner of death?
Yes,
And what is that?
homicide.
When a medical examiner uses the term homicide, what does that mean?
Murder
The simplest form is death at the hands of another.
or foul play.
Thank you. I pass the witness.
Cause death at the hands of another, that ain't homicide all the damn time.
Good morning.
What are you talking about?
Good, all right.
Good, thank you.
Each case,
Just a couple
is-
questions.
each death is different,
Revolves really
and you gotta
around
assess
the
it.
Of the record that was laid out 30 years ago.
Yes, that's correct.
And so, fair to say, of course, that keeping records would be very important in your line of work.
Yes,
In the event that in the future, something that you do while you're on vacation somewhere in the Bahamas could be testified to by another doctor.
that's correct.
Now, with regards to the records that you saw here, is it Dr.
Jordan.
Jordan? Was there anything missing in your review of those records in terms of record keeping or anything like that?
No, but we only took a few photos at the time of autopsy. At that time, they used Polaroids or they used film and cameras. And so we had few photos of the body itself. And so consequently, the crime scene analyst photos were helpful for being able to come to determination in addition to the reports.
Right, so the way we're able to explain it to the jury today is that you reviewed the record as well as any photographs were taken at at the time of the autopsy.
That's correct.
And once again, going back again to my original question though, was there anything at all in review of Dr. Jordan's records or record keeping that would have indicated to you something that should have been
Yo,
done
what's good, man? What's good, Millennial? What's the deal,
nothing that I
brother?
could see in my review.
You know, we
And
got Lil
fair
in the
enough to say,
building.
though, that you're not really there to
We had Sabrina in the building, but she's taking care of the grandbabies, man. So. And man, I appreciate the likes too, y'all. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate the like, yo.
Once again, a
Yeah.
critical review of someone's record
Yeah.
is a little bit different compared to just reading what was done and then relaying that to a jury.
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference?
I think the scrutiny that you can utilize in those kind of details may be something that becomes relevant for a particular case.
Right. So, for instance, if there was some issue, some dispute over whether or not he was given adequate medical treatment.
Hey man,
that
I
would be something
appreciate the
for
likes,
another day, for
man.
another topic,
That's what's up. That's
and
what's
another
up.
type
Thank
of
you.
review, right?
That would be for somebody that actually
Happy
does
Taco
treatment of bodies.
Tuesday.
I'm a forensic
Yeah.
pathologist, so I'm a medical examiner, so I review people after they've died. So that would be treatment related to whomever does that type of treatment.
Now, would you have been able to do this type of review if Dr. Jordan had not kept an adequate record of his efforts?
It depends on what you have available for review.
Say, for instance, there's no record at all. He doesn't do a record, he does some work, but you don't have anything other than maybe the pictures in this case. Would that be enough of a review for you?
Photographs can be very helpful in terms of determining what happened to the body, and then in terms of where the locations of injuries are, based on my knowledge of anatomy in the body, I can definitely generate opinions based on that.
Sure, but with regards to, say, his work in general, outside of the fact that you could point out location of where there's entry and exit wounds, for instance, from a bullet, outside of that, would you be able to tell this jury exactly what Dr. Jordan had done with regards to his autopsy?
What he did for his exact procedures, no.
And in the event that you don't even have that, say for instance, you're coming in here today, and the question is, well, did Tupac Shakur die of bullet wounds? Would that be something that you could just tell a jury like this without even looking at a record or photographs?
We would need some kind of record in order for me to be able to generate an opinion, or some kind of photographs for me to be able to generate an opinion.
And fair to say then, once again, that in your line of work, record keeping, record writing is critical to maintain the integrity of what you do as a coroner.
Yes.
No further questions here.
Any redirect, Mr. Dejacno?
Man, Mr. Sam suggested, I just want to make it clear, you're not regurgitating Dr. Jordan's opinions. You formulated your own opinions as the cause of that.
That is correct.
Thank you.
One final question is, and fair to say though, in order for you to do that, you have to rely on Dr. Jordan's documentation of what he did.
I relied on his documentation as well as the other documentation that I talked about, which was medical records as well as photographs.
Thank you. No further questions.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? We have one more that we're reading.
I like this because they let the jury ask questions too. Hey man, thank you, Millennial. I appreciate that, fam.
Can I have participation?
Yes, sir. That's what's up, bro. I'm gonna pin it. Thank you, my brother. Look at Keefy D. He got on a better suit today. All that shit y'all were talking about, that damn his suit yesterday. Look at him. He's sharp as a tack today. He wasn't playing with y'all today. Keefy D was not playing with y'all today. That nigga, hey, looking sharp in there. Looking mighty sharp, Keefy. Looking sharp, dog.
All right, Dr. Gavin, we have a few questions from our
Keefy
viewers.
D looking sharp.
Were there any wounds to the head that you or Dr. Jordan observed or noticed?
Got the
No,
black.
we're not.
And then were all the bullets found of the same caliber?
I don't know what the caliber of the other bullet was. The one recovered at surgery.
Okay, state any follow-up based on those questions.
Do you even know what the caliber of the bullet was that was covered in autopsy?
No, I don't know this caliber.
Is that something that is not in your realm of confirming?
That's correct.
Wow.
Mr. Six?
Doctor, I'm assuming you're probably going to say I don't know, but
What's
are you
going
aware
on,
that
y'all?
if any
Happy
Metropolitan
Taco
Police officer
Tuesday.
or expert came forward to take a look at
Listen
those
to
fragments that we're looking at now, or any
Day
other
2,
fragments
y'all.
that
This trial.
No, I don't know.
you don't know that.
I don't know whether or not somebody did that.
All right, thank you. No further questions.
Okay, thank you for being with us, Dr. Evan. You are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next witness.
Just before we go to the next witness.
Next witness.
United States Exhibit number 59, which is a certified copy of Marion Suge Knight's medical records.
Oh shit, Mary, Suge Knight medical record. Oh shit. Look at how look how KVD was looking when he said Suge Knight medical
I
record.
apologize, I don't know his name, but he is the custodian of records for MGM surveillance.
Okay.
KVD, boy. Tell you, boy. Hey. You ready? Got a better suit on. He said, man, y'all keep talking shit about my suit. Watch this. Oh man, Millennial, it's okay, brother. As long as you stay connected with us, man, we good. You can get back right.
And if you got the truth, so help you God. You may be seated.
This the next witness, y'all. This the next witness.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Michael Ingram.
Michael Ingram.
Ingram.
Michael Ingram.
Thank you, Mr. Ingram. Mr. Schackman, whenever you're ready.
Sir, how are you doing?
I work as an investigator for MGM Resorts.
What area at MGM Resorts do you got a certain job responsibility?
I have responsibility over surveillance and security surveillance and investigations.
Were you requested to come here to authenticate some video that was collected well back in 1996?
Millennial said Keefy D
Yes,
can't
sir.
get the Big Bang Theory out out of
Yes,
his
sir.
outer chest.
Did MGM keep
Hey man, I think he
Yes.
addressing it, bro. I think he addressing it. But anyway, this is the other witness.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, that'll be a minute.
I have 3 different camera views. Three different files, I'll call it. That,
So this dude is in charge
back
of
in
surveillance.
1996, can you describe the type of surveillance system we're looking at? Like, how is it? What medium was it originally recorded on?
At that time, it was recorded on VHS.
And did MGM reuse tapes every so often?
Yes.
And so when you reuse tape, did you lose quality each time you kind of reused it over and over again?
Yes, the quality.
That's who wanted to see it.
So,
Wow.
Unlike today, that's digital. Some of these views that we're going to watch, it's going to be pretty hard to facially identify anybody. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I want to start with. How does Mark fix it? You know, I just remember from the top to the bottom. There's 2 blues.
Get my glasses. Just in case I need to read
I'm
something.
going to show you the stage pose number 144.
You know my old man. You know my old man.
Is that currently the way the MGM brand looks?
The general layout of the casino or the hotel, yes, it's the names have changed and stuff, but
Look at Keith. Thank y'all for the likes,
We don't know if
man.
it's
I appreciate y'all.
1996 or if it's
Hey man, welcome, man. Happy Tuesday.
2010.
Look at Keefy D.
When in the last
I ain't gonna lie, he got on a better suit than
year,
yesterday. So that's a good start.
I'll put this up.
But Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys.
Oh, I moved it in.
Appreciate every like, everything. What up, John? What's going on, Jonathan? Man, happy Taco Tuesday, brother. I hope all is well with you, man. You, Dante, you. What up, fam? Man, it's good to see the family in the building, man. What's good, Tay?
I can read
John, I hope you're doing good, brother.
most of them. There's one that's a little fuzzy to me.
Sure. In terms of your review of the surveillance video from EMGM, fair to say that what we were about to see would indicate where the camera location was, including the name of the area that would correlate with what you have up there on the map.
He's screwed. He's screwed right now. Hey,
As a
Dante.
general rule, yes.
Hey, listen.
Thank you. Flag purposes.
Shit. Hey, Millennial said the same thing, Dante. It ain't looking too good for Keefe, man.
There's two areas of this I
No.
want to talk to you about before you show the video.
Maybe more than that. Generally speaking, events like
This the MGM.
Tyson Sullivan fight, where would that have occurred at?
The Indian Grand Garden, which is located at the top of the screen.
up here. Okay. We have an elevator view that we're going to see. Where is that located on this?
There's in the middle of the screen. There's three small boxes. Those, yes, those are the elevator core for
Wow.
the MGM Grand.
So
And then
I think that's where
there's a camera that's going to say food.
Millennial said how Snoop Dogg said, you know,
It's kind of walking.
Rizzle
that's
for
looking
shizzle,
out.
my nizzle.
Which
Yes,
hallway
sir.
are we looking at?
Hey, man,
The
happy Tuesday to
white,
everybody, man. We in
White
this joint.
box actually following
Yo, we
that.
in here. We in here.
So
Watching the
when you come
Tupac-
out of this box, you
Tupac
put it
trial, day 2.
down here or across the casino. Essentially.
So the dude, this witness they got, this the dude that was doing the surveillance that night.
So now I'm going to start with. If we go back to me.
So they bringing in all type of experts and break down the surveillance footage.
I'm pause it here for just a
Happy
second.
Taco Tuesday, brother. You
This
already
says
know.
food court promenade. So
All right, look,
Hold up for the jury.
man, they done
You know
went and got
anywhere
the
where we
footage
are
30
on this
years
one
ago.
corridor?
They done, man, they got the footage from 30 years ago.
Specifically, I
Bro.
couldn't tell you exactly where along that,
Wow.
that corridor you are, but you're along that corridor.
I think that's where they jumped the nephew. Look. Let's see everybody coming out. Look at that. Look how it zoomed out.
I'm going to stop there. Oh, a little further.
Wow.
This person right here, we're going to see in some of our other videos wearing a Dan Marino Miami Dolphins jersey.
Dan Marino.
You probably know that, but for ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's the person that we're trying to follow. Is that accurate?
Wow.
Or do you know?
I do not know.
Okay. Now we have another
Angle.
camera view of this long hallway. From this, can you tell generally where in that hallway it is, or once again we're just somewhere on that white hallway?
Somewhere
Again, this is in the MGM, y'all. This in the casino. Where everything went down. Wow.
Oh, he just flashed.
that.
So let me stop it here. On these VHS tapes, cameras would flash between different hallways.
That technology was in effect during that time frame.
Full multiplex back in those days.
Correct.
So sometimes we jump from camera view, trying to capture what we're trying to capture.
Correct.
We can see the 13 on this jersey right here, with the gentleman walking behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to take you to 115B.
Hey man, that lets you know, bro, you can't go nowhere without you being surveillance, bro. There's always a camera watching. You think you getting away? Somebody always watching, bro. Either the eye in the sky, somebody with their phone out ready to record some shit. Every store you go into, every building you go into,
We're going to use
there's
different
always a
programs so
camera.
we don't watch it sideways.
Millennium. Dan Marino, best quarterback to never win a ring. You already know, bro. It's not even
I'll
negotiable.
turn my volume off because there's no volume.
Dan
Now,
Marino.
this is that elevator core that we saw.
Dan Marino was that guy, man. So look, this look real familiar.
So as opposed to those that were somewhere in here, now we're down in the middle of these four. And there's a tree in the middle of these four. Correct. Is that tree
Crazy,
still there?
Dante.
No.
And unlike the other camera, this one is a movable camera that goes back and forth.
Oh.
Correct.
Look at this. Ain't nobody in that bitch. That bitch empty. That don't even look right. Where the people at?
So this one starts at 2043 or so, and I'm going to jump forward to about 2047. This is just people walking through that elevator area, correct? Correct.
I think that's where they jump.
Started at 2046-33.
They go pop. Ball head ass. Hey man, thank you, Millennial man. Dante say they use the cameras, they're being our business. Yeah, bro. They nosy as hell, bro. You can't do nothing, Dante. Everywhere you go, it's a damn camera. Everywhere. Ain't nowhere. Tell me somewhere you can go that they ain't got no camera, but except in the bathroom. And you don't know if one in there. Ask P. Diddy. You can't even go holler at P. Diddy without him recording it. Shit. There's nowhere you can go to be able to function and do business without there being a camera. But we don't think about it. Out of sight, out of mind. That's crazy, damn camera going back and forth. That's crazy. Yo, technology done came a long way. don't see nobody. Okay, you see, I see a little cutie walked out. Nah, I'm a little. You said the 80s. Let me see. People that's still stuck in the 90s and 90s still thinking they're getting away from the things highly mistaken. That's not right, man. 80s.
Just here for a second to orient everybody. So the camera is, you can stop it on something that he's looking at.
He can stop it at a location, but that movement that you saw was just the camera in rotation, just scanning the area.
Right.
But if it
It
now
was just
stops
going
and
back and
focuses
forth.
on someone, there's someone in the control room that is able to stop and go, hey, something's going on.
Yes.
We will go see. It's like it's all these people, y'all, but ain't nobody. I don't see Pop. Oh shit! Somebody running. I see somebody running. Yeah, ain't nobody came out. Look at the security guards, fat ass security guards. What they supposed to do if something break out? What they supposed to do, bro? Look at this big dude, bro. What the hell is he gonna do? Man, they need to stop, bro. The old ass damn security guards, bro. Come on, man. Look at all these security guards, man. How a fight break out and you got all this motherfucking security? Look at their ass. That's one thing about
The
Vegas.
gentlemen in white shirts, are they security guards, and the gentlemen in tan shirts,
Sheriff.
police?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I knew that. Commercial, y'all.
Help me find new bedding that fits my Mac.
Yo, he do look like Carl Winslow. Hey man, Millennial, you crazy, bro. Carl Winslow. But see, they don't know about Carl Winslow. Carl Winslow, he won't even, his first cameo even won with Family Matters. That's a where Winslow first cameo at? What movie? What show? Millennial. Let's see how old you are. Nope, it wasn't. That wasn't Carl Winslow's first role as a cop in Chicago. Carl Winslow was first broadcast in the movie Die Hard with Bruce Willis. The first Die Hard. Man, I hate they be cutting the audio out, bro. So you got all these motherfuckers that's in the lounge, and then you got the white shirts walking through like they big and bad and shit, but ain't nobody going nowhere. If something broke out right now, they wouldn't know what to do. It'll be pandemonium. They outnumbered. They ain't in no type of shape to do anything. Shit. Who is hiring to help, bro? Like, that DEI shit, man. That's what you get, bro. You know? That's what you get. Damn. This shit boring, bro. Where the audio, nigga? They've been having technical difficulty the whole damn day. You like that movie, Tay? That's a bet, man. Man, I be having in my mind too about us doing movie day and shit. You know what I mean? Little movie trivia and shit. Play lines and see where that shit come from. Finally, some audio. Damn. They ghetto, bro. This shit say. Man, what's good with y'all, man? Looking at this boring ass shit. Looking at this boring ass shit. I don't see no Suge. I don't see no Tupac.
2055 or so.
So I'm like, this makes you look stupid. It makes the state look weak. It's like you playing shit. Everybody trying to figure out shit.
Afterwards,
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody playing nothing substantial. You just going through shit. Bro, you supposed to had already been through this evidence. You supposed to already go get the way you got to go. Instead of making the court suffer. Okay, boom. We got the run. We got some running.
Correct.
Okay. You got some running. All right. They had to fast forward that shit, then they go to slot machines. That's Tupac right there. That's Tupac. And that's Suge. This ass can't even keep up with Tupac. Tupac walking off on his own, doing what he do. Yo, they walked a long way, bro. Damn, all them people.
Where's
Damn.
your where that leads out to?
They wanted Pop to crash out. That's where it looked, bro. Millennial said Family Matters was the first show I saw him in. Was the first show I saw him growing up. Last year I saw him in the 80s sitcom on the Rewind TV. Yup. I said word he was in this. Sure was. Him and Harriet was in that show. Sure was. So then they got they spin-off Family Matters from there, him and Harriet. They wanted Pop to crash out, yeah. Millennial said, funny how it looked like they be with you when they really be against you. Damn. That's profound, bro. You're right.
The lion entrance? Right.
Is it anywhere near the ballet?
That's I'm sorry, I was confused.
Yeah, you confused. You like
Up
you don't
to
know where the
the-
hell you don't know where the hell shit at.
Hotel registration area and then out to the Porta Cachere.
And you know whether or not back in 1996 there was a ballet event.
Yeah, I don't know if there was an exact ballet or what it was called at the time.
Swell, bro.
Thank you, sir. Judge, I pass the witness.
See? Get his ass out there. He ain't do shit. This witness
You are an
suck.
investigator with the MGM.
MGM Resorts, the whole company.
So it
Why
would
did
be,
Chase and Pop? I don't know, bro.
MGM as well as
Oh, wow.
properties that are on the shift.
Pop looked like he
And I'm
went off
assuming
on his
you're going
own or some shit. I don't know.
Correct.
May I have that document name, Michael?
Look at Keefe. Look at who else in there. Let's check out, see who some of the people in attendance. Look at the back.
Couple questions. As the investigator or a investigator, how long have you been doing that line of work for?
Not long.
14 years.
Did you have any previous law enforcement experience before you became an investigator for MGM?
Damn!
And then with regards to your training as an investigator for the MGM, are you trained in how to do an investigation?
Yes.
Okay. And that would be something that would
Thank
be
y'all for the
not
lights,
necessarily law
man.
enforcement, but it would just
I
be to
appreciate
protect
y'all
the
being in
properties
here, yo.
that
What's up, y'all?
MGM owns.
Yes.
Happy Taco
So with regards to
Tuesday.
the training that you have, is one of the things that you do in terms of training, learning how to write proper
Millennials
reports.
say, nah, they
Yes.
chasing Orlando Anderson.
Can you tell us why that's
Right.
important?
Right. Dot, what up, Dot? Yo, what up, man? What's
Future
good, brother?
reference.
You know we got the gang in here. A CEO,
Your time
salute,
stamping
Blister.
and an
What
event
up?
in that moment that you are
What's going on,
investigating.
Doc?
And fair to say that with regards to report writing, it helps you later refresh your recollection if you're ever unlucky enough to be sitting in the chair facing towards these people, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this case, you were asked to retrieve this video that was what we all have seen right now, right?
Yes,
Did you have to write a report for that?
No.
No, you had shared with us earlier that you had reviewed the video.
Yo, this dude don't even got
anything
no
about the
type of
review the videos that
credentials
would require
for
you
his
to write a
job.
report?
No.
And you were gonna, I must have cut you off. You were gonna say something. Did you want to finish?
I did not, like you said that I provided this video.
Yes.
I did not provide this video.
Okay, so.
Who did?
Once again, we want to make sure that we're accurate, right? So what is your role in this whole thing and what you did here?
Right.
The video that we all reviewed to
This
be able
nigga,
to say that it's MGM Grand's video, that's MGM Grand's location, and whatever you guys want to talk about inside of the video.
Right.
so
in
you,
terms of you verifying it, was it just you looking at the video and saying, yes, that's the casino floor of the MGM?
Yes.
In terms of the the date and time, for instance, you're just relying on what's date, stamped, and time on the actual video that you watch.
Yo, this dude is incompetent.
I mean, you don't have any other way of verifying.
You look slow.
any
Look at him.
time and date in this case outside
Nope.
of what's time stamped on the video.
Nope.
Correct? Okay. And that's not a trick question. I just want to make sure it's like, yeah, you're good. But in terms of the case itself,
You told that nigga it's not a trick question. Calm down. You thinking too much. You thinking too much. God damn.
As to this event in September of 2000 or 1990.
Hey man, I think KVD gonna get off, bro. Every day I might change. Every day I might switch up. But as of now,
So
I think
when
KVD
you were
gonna
asked
get
to
off,
review
bro.
the videos, do you know if there were any reports that were written by MGM Security or MGM investigators like yourself on September 7th, 1996 with regard to this event?
I don't know that answer.
damn.
And
Hey man, the defense is kicking his ass.
You
Hey man, the
were asked
defense is
to-
kicking ass.
Were you ever asked to locate anyone based upon the video that you saw in this case?
No.
And the way the surveillance worked back then, right? I'm assuming you weren't. That was 14 years ago.
Thanks, Doc.
And you were there in.
My boy got that moderator hat on. Yes, sir.
2010. All right.
Deal with that.
Another take a step back. Another 14 years prior.
Hey, look, that's why I fuck with y'all, bro. I ain't even got to deal with that nonsense. Y'all on his head. Got his ass up out of here so damn fast. Woo! Y'all don't fuck around. Damn right.
Yes, sir.
Salute to the genius, Big Whoop BW, man.
They're looking at different monitors. Yes, sir.
Okay, and some of them are concerned with, like, say, cheating on the tables and that kind of thing, right?
That is a different team altogether.
All together.
You have your security team, then you have your gaming surveillance team.
I see. So
Wow.
So as a security team, you're just tasked with.
Dante said he look nervous. He do look nervous, Dante.
Okay.
Dude
And
talking
so in
shit.
this
It's like he
case,
don't know
those
what he
cameras
talking
going around,
about.
They're going around automatically until such time as somebody in the control room.
I
looks at
appreciate
it.
that,
There's
man.
someone
Get his
there
ass up out of
and
here.
focuses the camera over there.
I'm gonna
Some of
move.
the cameras.
All
Yes.
right. Oh, you good?
And
You good,
even
man?
if the person in the room is not seeing
man.
it, sometimes you'll get a call from security saying, "Hey, we've got a situation over by the."
Any people with that
elevator
dumb
banks,"
ass
and
shit,
that
man. Y'all know what to do.
Draw someone's attention to that monitor and move the camera over to that area.
Yes, sir.
Now, is the person that's operating the camera at that point in direct contact with the security team that is down below, like in this case, in the elevator area?
Yes, sir.
So they would be communicating back and forth about whatever it is that would be going on that would be helpful for everybody to know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in this particular case, you have on the property.
Yes,
Put
sir.
him in timeout since he want to act like a
Maybe
kid.
you're too young for this. But,
Gotta get him
I
up
mean,
outta
this is
here,
Spider-Man,
man.
right?
Gotta get him up out of here, Doc.
So,
Yeah, I
is
just
that
don't want no
typical?
names or
Is
nothing
that
here.
typical
People
amount of
start
people
being. I know,
on
bro.
the MGM?
And you speaking
property?
against our brother, man. You know we don't tolerate no
In my
disrespect.
experience, yes.
Not the one of our own. We don't fuck like that, bro.
Right, so
You know,
nowadays
big-
it's UFC,
big war,
or,
my
you know,
dog.
some type of championship thing with somebody, I don't know. But once again, championship level sort of thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Not an everyday.
Not an everyday thing.
Alright, and obviously there's a ton of people that are there. We see at some point the group that attacked the individual run.
Yes,
And
sir.
they run out of the area. And I want to make sure the jury understands. So going back here again here to State's Exhibit number 144, the area where the attack happens is right here. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And this is right next to it. It just says elevator 4.
Oh,
Right.
They're about to get
Now,
into the
we talked about
Orlando
where the
Anderson
exit-
beatdown.
and
Ain't
you
that what the
mentioned somewhere,
sheriff,
but I
the
just wanna
body
make sure
sheriff
it's
said
there,
yesterday?
where that would've been.
The Orlando
Can you tell
Brown
the jury
beatdown.
where they exited?
From what I observed, it
Yeah.
Sir, just so that you know, you can actually take that mouse that's right there and just move it around.
When he's on the dock, yeah.
Yo, this is the
Right.
worst. This is the worst witness in history, bro.
Just
This is the worst witness in history, bro.
appears to have traveled initially after the altercation. It appears to travel north up into the casino area.
144, yes, sir.
Around that area, and then from the description, it looks like he comes back south and then to the
Approach that screen.
Oh, thank you, Madam Clerk. Yes, please. Could you just,
Just scroll down.
You just can get up and just point it out on that big screen if you want.
sorry.
The altercation occurs in the elevator floor. It appears that it travels up through this location on the casino floor, and then turns here and then comes back down. And it appears that he goes. I would have to watch it.
This witness absolutely sucks. I'm telling you, it's not looking good for the state. I really feel like the state and the defense are working with each other, bro. I'm looking at this shit, bro. The more and more I'm looking at, maybe I'm crazy, but it's like the defense and the state both trying to prove that the system is corrupt or something. I don't know. Dante said, "Is he panicking right now, bro?" It looked like a little hyperventilation. You know what I mean? Doc said, "Keefy D and Eric Holder remind me of the phrase. Sometimes it be your own people." Come on. What my man say on New Jack City? You're killing your own people. When you putting them rocks in that bottle. You're killing your own people. He told him, man. He told Nino Brown. He told them kids, get out of here. Look at all these people gather around you like you God Almighty. Like you love them. Man, devils ain't got no love. Putting them devils and them white devils in that bottle. Hey, Doc, that old man was talking shit to Nino Brown because he ain't care who the fuck who he was. He saw Nino Brown, he told that man. He pulled out on her too. He pulled that shit. He ended up killing me, man. Look, he took, hey. He told Nino, "I'll bother you, you reap what you sow." Bah! Bah! I said, God damn. He pulled out the old gun. He pulled out the old gun. Hey, bro, he shot him. He shot Nino Brown with the old gun, bro. Damn. He told him, bro. He told him. He said, "You don't get it, do you?" He told him, "You don't get it, do you?" And man, Ice-T had to come in there. He was about to, he was about to off Nino right then. Nino Brown said, "What you got to offer him, huh? I have another dream speech." He said, look where we at. Not a window to piss in or a window to throw. He said, not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Use the food, old man. Hey, bro, he pissed that old man off when he said that. Hey, yo, hey, Doc, he said, use the food, old man. Yo, I didn't even know the old man had the gun. He pulled that shit out, bitch. I said, oh, shit. Bruh.
Showing you again, states.
Pops had that heat on him, cuz. I like the Joe Jackson, Joe Jackson City there. Yes, sir. Pops had that heat, bro. He pissed Pops. He said, use the food, old man. He said, hey, what you got for him?
Right,
what, I have another
the
dream
line
speech?
entrance is on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana.
Correct.
Thank you.
New Jack City.
Now, with regards to how we're able to determine this, obviously it's.
I'm telling you, bro, we
we're looking at
really
this
gotta break
your
down.
names of certain
Like,
plots
we ain't gotta
on
watch
there
the whole movie,
in
but
terms of
just
scene
certain
or
lines in
applications.
certain movies, bro. We gotta have movie.
Yes.
We gotta have
That's why I
movie
was just
night.
looking and seeing
Yeah,
that there was a
movie
casino cage and there was, you know, you were able to determine just based upon that where everything was.
Correct.
Okay. Now, looking at the map again as well, can you
This
point out for
witness
us
fucking
the
suck.
number of cafes that's located on the property?
That bitch don't know. That bitch counting now. He can't even answer the question because he's counting. He don't know. This dude not qualified, y'all. Who the fuck is this
Would
dude?
reading the actual thing help you?
Ty!
Yes, I think it would have.
Ty! He don't even know.
With the number of cafes, sir.
Yeah, just tell me how many
He don't know how many cafes is there. This shit. Hey, bruh, hold on. This shit just pissed me off now. I can't take this shit no more. I can't take it no more. This dude was hired to be the MGM security, and the motherfucker don't even know how many cafes the MGM got. What the fuck are we doing? Excuse my French, bro. It is, come on, man. Come on, man. Listen to what I'm saying. The dude is in charge of the MGM security surveillance team. But he does not even know how many cafes the MGM has. Yeah, he a DEI hire, bro. A dumbass dude. That would be dope. I'm telling you, bro. We gonna do it, Doc. They hired him for a temp agency or something. Had to, man. Dude, all the way. And that's what they said, bro. Y'all remember in Casino where the dude had to hire that dude and he was stupid as fuck? Don't this remind you of this shit? Y'all remember that? Where Robert De Niro was running the casino, but he had to hire the county commissioner nephew or some shit. And the motherfucker was dumb. And Robert De Niro fired his ass anyway. So man, I don't give a fuck what type of heat coming down. This motherfucker's stupid, bro. This motherfucker costing me money. Real shit. Look at him, bro. This dude is head of the surveillance at the MGM. And this motherfucker got to look at the damn diagram to see how many cafes. Because he don't know. Even the defense asked, hey, man, will reading this help? Will reading the map help you? And this motherfucker's still struggling. Look at him, man. This is embarrassing, bro. That's all I'm like, man. I feel like the state and the defense trying to get Keefy D off. Because this ain't, oh, my God. Is this your witness? Okay. With no credibility, no prior credibility, it shows. It clearly shows, bro. Dang.
1, 2.
The nigga counting 1, 2, 3. The nigga don't know, bro. He still don't know. The map ain't even. The map ain't even helping this dumb bitch. Wow. How many cafes are in the MGM? Head of security surveillance, dummy. How many? Hurry up! Hurry up!
3.
Damn.
Thank you. I'm sorry for your question.
Remove, really.
Thanks.
God damn.
I'll show you again.
That guy is.
144. If you can just
Oh
get
my
up and
God.
point to the map in terms of where the cafes are on property in 1996 for us, please.
Elementary, bro. It's a disaster, bro. Hey, Dante, it's over for him, bro. He wouldn't have no job after this shit. Hell no. God damn. They got dumbass motherfuckers doing
Thank you.
this.
I appreciate that. Now, in terms
You
of the
got me
number of
thinking.
people
You got me thinking.
moving
Shit.
to the casino, obviously very
I ain't gonna tell you what I'm
excited
thinking.
in terms of who they think is going through the casino. Would that have been something that would have been unnoticed by anyone?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
seems like a good question, right? But the idea behind it is that there's so many people moving through that casino. Is MGM built in such a way where you wouldn't notice that, the noise or the bustle or anything like that?
Yes.
It is
You
good.
wouldn't, no, you wouldn't notice it.
And in terms of the number of people that are going through there at that particular time, you have camera angles, right? And they're showing us where these people are going, right?
Yes.
So outside of the casino, going
He
back
don't,
down here
bruh.
to the bottom of
That nigga slow as
144,
fuck.
were there any camera angles out here in the
He an
right
idiot,
entrance to
Dante.
help us see
He a damn
where the
idiot, bro.
individuals left
That nigga
and
slow.
what direction they went in?
Not that I'm aware of.
And fair enough that there's actually cameras that are outside the property as well to protect the MGM property, right?
Generally, yes. I
Yeah.
don't know what it was at this time.
Sure, and I'm not trying to pin you down, but the idea behind it would be, even now, for instance, there would be surveillance cameras to help protect the property.
Correct.
Now, directing your attention over here to, you had mentioned this before, what is this called here?
The Porta Cashier,
Okay, what is that?
it's a drop off, pick up, a taxi line, limo service. It's basically everything for the guests arriving to the property.
Arrive and leave at the same time.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm.
and fair enough, once again, there should have been, or would have been cameras as far as you would believe in the
This guy's
hotel
clueless.
registration
Yeah,
area,
man.
as well as this Porta, sure.
Porta Cashier, yes, sir.
Thank you, sure. There would have been
Porta
cameras
Cashier.
there, at least now they are.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, do you know what MGM's policy is with regards to events that occur on property where police officers request video surveillance to be captured?
Yes, I know the policy.
Okay, what is the policy?
The policy when police request video is they submit a what we call an admin subpoena with the date, time, and kind of information that they're requesting, and then a member of either security surveillance or gaming surveillance will put that video onto a portable drive of some sort and provide it to the police.
Right. And with regards to that video surveillance, is it the entire property?
No.
Okay. What typically is requested of the police officers? What's typically protected or is saved by MGM?
Even Frankie in the set it off know this procedure, right, bro?
Situations
Ah,
but
what's the procedure?
whatever they're requesting,
What's the
whatever they're
procedure,
initially
millennial?
requesting, if they're
Feel it.
looking for a physical
That's
altercation.
what I'm talking about,
what
bro.
they're
We
going
can
to
play
get is
that
the
clip
physical
right now.
altercation.
What's the procedure, bro?
We don't provide, a
You
24
put the
hour
gun to that cop head. What's the
movement of
procedure?
person's. It
And he's-
depends on what they're requesting.
And
So in
they
this
shot
particular
at
regard, you have an individual dressed in a Dan Marino jersey that at some point leaves the elevator area, to call that.
Yes.
Now, do you know if there was ever a request to follow that individual through the casino and maybe off the casino premises just because he had been involved in an altercation with some other people?
I'm not aware of any requests.
You don't have no further questions. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Redirect, accept that.
Just briefly.
this dude is
You
slow.
mentioned one, you didn't know if this was 1996.
Here go the
correct?
Correct.
You go to state.
You also said you weren't sure whether or not there was a.
I'm telling you, bro. It's like both of them. They both beating up the witnesses. Like they working together, the state and the defense. Maybe I'm slow, bro.
That document generally looks
Yeah.
familiar to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And that indicates the accuracy of the times generally speaking, on the video that we have.
Yes, sir.
And want to read that description for yourself.
You a bit slow. Look, he don't know what to do. Oh my God, bro. Who is this dude? They wrong, bro. Look at him. You don't know what the fuck going on. Wow. This is sad. Look, he got to come back up there. The lawyer got to come back up there. Try to help him.
If you
What the fuck, bro?
Have to give the answers to these questions, correct?
Yeah, it's time to take a break. It's time to take a break, bro. God damn.
Force his way past the officers.
Your Honor, I disagree with Corner. I'm going to object as this is hearsay. There's no exception to this particular statement being made.
Okay, your response on that?
Two things. One, we opened the door by claiming this report only says it's that. Two, it's a report generated at the time by the person who witnessed it, and it is a record of the MGM from MGM in 1996, all of which would qualify for admissibility.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Sure.
Here we go. So both sides approaching the bench. For real, man, facts. Yo, this dude is garbage. This witness makes the state look so bad. Keefe D might get out tomorrow, man. The way this shit look. Man. Even Frankie. Okay, I read that. Barbie at this damn idiot. Staying right, bro. This shit ridiculous. Keefe D drinking water. Look at D. Look at Keefe D. Keefe D thirsty. God damn, Keefe. You all right, brother?
All right, overruled. The statement is not being offered for its truth. Instead, it's being offered to rebut the idea that the only thing that the report contains is viewable on the video, and the jury is to consider it for such.
You could just, I guess, start over. Start at the beginning there and stop at the point you get to this person in New Jersey getting attacked.
Damn, Keefe. God damn, that boy thirsty.
7th
Shit.
of 1996 at approximately 8.
Bro, Keefe was thirsty, bro. God
Was in the
damn.
elevator core when I noticed a BMA wearing a sports jersey force his way past the officers. Chelsea, I can't read the first name, Munez Roberts, at the North Key checkpoint by Coyote Cafe. The unidentified BMA was questioned by myself and Officer. Your screen went black.
Oh, sorry.
I love technology. Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, somebody mind putting a fair use act in the chat, and I'm gonna pin it up,
Yeah,
man.
maybe
I
put your name
appreciate that, man.
Mr. Chuck, Mr. Inno Technology.
Mr. Bell? Okay.
Yes.
Look at Keefe. Man, they keep approaching the bench. That's why they keep cutting the mic off. Damn, look at that white lady in the back, that white girl. Man, they be having some strange people. He itching and shit. Man, oh shit, he looking back. He looking at her. You see how he looked at her? I just said a white girl, and he looked right back. Look.
But I think you were an officer whose name you couldn't quite figure out.
I mean, you be having some interesting people come to court, man.
The unidentified BNL was questioned by myself and Officer
You don't know who coming to
on
court.
the side of Coyote Cafe. The BMA was very uncooperative on answering our questions. While questioning the BMA, he continually kept looking over his shoulder towards the North the North Key checkpoint. It was seconds thereafter when I noticed a large group of BMAs force their way through the North Key checkpoint. The large group of BMAs, approximately 20, were running right in our directions. As they got close to the BMA that was being questioned, started to run south towards the elevator core. Around 5 or 6 BMAs from the group caught up with the single BMA, grabbed him, punched him, and knocked him to the.
That's probably far enough. Okay. Thank you, sir. I have no more questions.
Okay, Mr. Sam, anything else based on that? I guess that'd be recross.
No, Your Honor, but with regards to my discussions with the state, I'm going to move for the admission of that particular page that was into the record.
Any objection by the state?
They don't. There's a second page. You want to read it all first, and then make it the first page of the page.
The base page 1 will be admitted. Page 2 is still up in the air. Would that be next in line for the state, or do you want it as defense exhibit, Mr. Sam?
This will be defense exhibit B, Your Honor.
Okay, so it'll be admitted as defense exhibit B. We'll hold tight to see if you want 1 or 2 pages. How many pages?
Potentially 2 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let my clerk know.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So nothing further.
Nothing further to do.
Any questions from the jury, Mr. Ingrid? Did you have at least one?
We got a question from the jury, y'all.
Can I have the parties approach?
All right. Got a question from the jury. That's why I say this is crazy. The jury get to ask questions. Interesting. Why is he looking back? That's what I'm saying, bro. And as soon as I said something about that white girl, he looked back. I think he heard me, bro. Hey, yo, Doc. Hey, y'all, I appreciate that, fam. I'll go right now. Yes, sir. I thank you for that, fam. Appreciate you. Church. Look at Keefe Diaz. Look at Keefe. Keith, what you thinking about, brother? Balling up paper and shit. He looking like, man, this some bullshit.
All right, a question from our judges. Do you know where the person or officer who wrote the report at NGM from the security team witnessed the person in the jersey by Coyote Cafe?
Can you restate that for me?
Damn, that bitch stupid.
I can read it again. Where is the officer or person who wrote the report at MGM from the security team witnessing the person in the jersey by Coyote Cafe?
Oh, on the map, it's located, the entrance, the specific entrance, whether it's
You think maybe you should stand up and do it on the big one?
Yes,
so you can understand that.
Yeah, bro, we got a female. She young too.
5-3, the entrance into the cafe is located here. To the cafe, so this would be where the initial stop and talk by the security personnel would have occurred at.
And do you know where the person who wrote the report
Hey, yo, this witness putting me the fuck.
was seeing that person in the jersey from?
From that specific location. So she, I'm not sure the exact person, but the security describes that they're at the position and someone
Where
tries
is me?
to push
Yeah.
past in which case they approach and stop.
Making you laugh,
at the
cuz.
entrance of the cafe itself.
Okay, and then as to the second part of that question, I'm not going to ask because that's not something that he would know why that decision was made. Steve, did you want any follow-up based on that question?
You didn't recognize the name of the author of that particular report, correct?
Correct.
And you have no idea what happened to that person in the last 30 years of their lives, whether they're alive, dead, locatable, anything like that.
No knowledge.
Thank you.
Mr. Sam?
Yeah, sure, just a couple more quick ones. So I want to be sure I'm clear. The MGM during that time period have those booths set up where you couldn't go to the elevators unless you had a room key or something? Is that what we're talking about in terms of a checkpoint?
The checkpoint is, it's not a physical location as much as it's a security position where they would check room keys to get into an area.
So if the report is saying someone was trying to push through, they're trying to go past that area into the elevator area?
Mm.
I mean, where are they going?
That's the direction that he travels. The security report
That bitch stupid.
states he tries to get into the cafe, and then when he's approached by the large group of males, he runs towards that checkpoint. So he's trying to get out or through the elevator core down into or wherever he decides he's trying to go. But that's the checkpoint. That little looks like a telephone next. Correct. That's where he's trying to get.
All right, so, but the report's kind of weird, right? Because it's not saying that he's trying to go into the Coyote Cafe. He's actually trying to go to a checkpoint or an area. I think that's what you read, right?
I would have to reread it again, but
Wow.
I believe he tried to get into Coyote Cafe first.
Okay, so he's going, there's a ton of people, they're all leaving the bike, and for some reason, him going into the Coyote Cafe causes security to go after him?
If it's closed or if it's blocked for a private bar, I'm not exactly sure, honestly, why they would do it.
Wow.
So, I mean, but outside of that, your idea as to why the Coyote Cafe would not be open to this particular individual in the Merino jersey would have been because it's closed for a private function or closed completely.
Correct.
Okay, no further questions, John.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ingram, you are excused at this time.
Sorry, Chris, can I have one follow-up to that?
Oh, okay.
Or the cafe is overcrowded and they're stopping people from going in.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay, now you're free to go.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time we're going to take a 10-minute restroom break. During the recess, you are allowed to talk or converse amongst yourselves or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any recording or commentary on the trial of any person connected to this case, finding new information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, the internet, and radio will form or express any opinion on any subject connected with the trial until the case is submitted to you. See you guys back here at 11:15. Please rise to the jury.
Shit. So I guess they'll be back in 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Jury, anything we need to address outside the presence?
Well, I'll work with the state with regards to the last proposed defense exhibit.
Okay, perfect.
Thank
Well, and then let my clerk know what pages you wanted in. We'll give it to her, actually.
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna have to print that out, I guess.
Yo,
We'll be in recess.
Doc say, yo, I know the judge. God, this guy getting out of here. Yeah, bro. They had to take he made them take a recess. They had to take a break. I'm telling you, bro, that motherfucker putting me to sleep. Hold on for a second. Right, man. God damn. What up, yo? Dante said, what are you going to do? Recess, right? I don't know, bro. Probably roll up another blunt. And check in with y'all, man. What's good with y'all? How y'all doing today, man? Happy Taco Tuesday again. Man, I appreciate every like, every person who pulled up. Yeah, man. Like I said, this motherfucker here, bro. I see why they call it a recess, man. This motherfucker through the whole trial off. Shit. Mm. But like I said, man, to me they spinning wheels. You know what I mean? I'm glad they came to a point they could do a trial, but at the same time, man, I don't know if it's a case of too much time went past, or they're trying to protect the real guy. I told you the dude that took Tupac last known picture of him being alive. Something ain't right. Hey, yo, thank y'all for the like, man. I appreciate that, yo. Yo, that's lit. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, for real. I'm waiting for them to come back from their little recess, man. Bullshit. I'm talking about. Y'all know that girl, what's her name? Hiding Pantry or Penetry. That little white girl that was in Remember the Titans. The coach daughter. Y'all remember her? Yeah, man, she passed on. So I don't know, you know what I mean, if she was sick or what. I don't know. Be right back. Phone call. All right, Doc. Hold it down, fam. I'm back. It was spam. Man, I hate them motherfuckers, boy. Usually the phone will let you know it's spam. But man, sometimes they be getting sneaky, bro. They be knowing them loopholes. Dante, yup, from Bring It On. Yeah! And Remember the Titans. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's her. Heidi Pantry. What, Pantier. So, yeah, Heidi Pantier. So, shit, let's see what's going on with that.
Heartbreaking news that actor Hayden Panettiere has passed away. The star known for her beloved roles on shows like Heroes in Nashville. She was so good, she would have turned 37 on Friday. Officials tell CBS News she was found unresponsive at an apartment complex in South Carolina. The cause is still under investigation, but as of now, officials say there are no signs of foul play or suspicious circumstances. Her father has confirmed that her death in a statement. He says this: she's an incredible light and a force of nature who brought immeasurable love and joy to all who knew her. Her life, as we all know, was marked with many public highs and many public lows, both on screen and off. Hayden Panettiere spent much of her life in front of the camera. By the time she was 11, she had appeared in numerous TV shows, commercials, and movies, including Remember the Titans alongside Denzel Washington.
This is Nikki. Nikki, that's Cheryl.
Why do you dress so weird? Ow.
At 16, she landed her breakout role, an indestructible high school cheerleader named Claire Bennett, in the hit show Heroes.
It's amazing what you can do with special effects these days, huh?
That role made her a household name.
Special Agent Kirby Reed, FBI.
She went on to star in the Scream franchise, later reprising her fan favorite part just a few years ago.
I changed my mind about doing a single. I have something a little more appropriate.
In 2012, Panettiere proved she could sing too, starring as the ambitious rising pop country star Juliet Barnes in the hit show Nashville. The role earned her 2 Golden Globe nominations and a spot on the Billboard charts. But her life off-screen was not as glamorous. In 2022, she told People magazine about a secret addiction to opioids and alcohol, saying this, "I was on top of the world and I ruined it." Then in 2023, her younger brother Jansen died at the age of 28 from aortic valve complications and an enlarged heart. She described losing him, calling it, quote, "the heartbreak of my life." In her memoir, This Is Me, A Reckoning, which was released back in May. She sat down with us the day before its release and opened up about her battle with postpartum depression after the birth of her daughter Kaya in 2014.
There I am with this beautiful, healthy, beautiful baby girl in this very fortunate life, and I could not for the life of me be happy. I was so depressed, and I just got my way out.
You wanted to be happy too. That's the thing. You wanted to, you
desperately.
In 2018, Palantir gave Kaya's father, boxer Vladimir Klitschko, full custody. And how do you describe the relationship with your daughter today?
I'm so blessed to have a great relationship with her. I fly over there as much as I can. I'm on FaceTime with her all the time. She's now 10 years old and she's calling mommy more and more.
Palantir says she got through those hard times, what she calls life quakes, with therapy.
Wow.
And, quote, doing the work. What do you want people to take away from this book? Why did you decide to write it?
I really wanted to share with the world that they don't have to be afraid, that they can live the truth, that they can be imperfect, that they can, that's being perfectly imperfect is being brave, and it's okay.
And how are you today?
Still working on myself all the time. I've had a great therapist, and I'm better, healthier than I've been in a long time.
And just like us, her death has also left the entertainment world in shock. The tributes, as you might expect, they are pouring in. Viola Davis, who starred alongside Hayden in the 2016 film Custody, said this: "She was an amazing talent and she's so gifted." Selma Blair commented on Palantir's final Instagram post, "I love you. Don't be gone, please, please." And Bethany Joy Lenz, who knew her as a child actor, says she was just crushed by her death. I think a lot of people felt that way, guys. You know, it was when she was here in the studio that day, and I was talking to her off camera. She was saying she felt that she was in a good place. Her daughter meant everything to her, and giving up her daughter, custody to the dad, was one of the hardest things, but she thought that was what was best for her daughter. But she was clearly still struggling. And to wake up to hear this news was really tough. And we don't know the official cause of death. We still don't know.
Gail King, yeah, she trash. You already know.
Struggles.
That's Oprah Yes Man.
To see someone who has achieved so much.
Allegedly.
I just hope we don't remember her for only this.
But yeah, man. But I told y'all, man, I told you, over 90% of pharmaceutical drugs are contributed to mental health treatment. I'm telling you, man.
99% of men don't know this, but half a glass of hydrogen peroxide is enough to make your little buddy hard as a steel bar in under 15 seconds. Only do this hydrogen peroxide trick at night if you want to keep your little buddy hard as a steel bar and make your woman beg for mercy in bed. It's a delicate subject, but after 40, my husband's baseball bat decided to retire. It got so bad that I even asked for a divorce at the time.
So they saying, God damn, they saying that if you want to get hard, drink peroxide. Y'all ever heard that shit? I don't know what she was talking about. It was so commercial. I ain't never heard it. If you drink peroxide, that shit sound like it'll kill your ass. Soft corn on YouTube is wild, yo. Man, listen, bro. Nah, yo, drink beet juice for the blood flow. Hey, man, do whatever work for you, bro. I just thank the Lord. I don't need none of that. Thank the Lord. Jesus. That shit threw me off. It said peroxide, drink peroxide. God damn. Oh, they back. There she go. Look at her. Oh shit, look at her hands, y'all. She an Eastern Star. Look at that. She a Mason. Look at her hands.
The party stipulates the presence of jury.
Did y'all see the hands?
You may all be seated.
Wow. Let me know what her allegiance
On your
was.
witness.
That's crazy. They back. Creepy crawler finger. Yeah, them Masonic fingers. Look at Keeper D. Any green herbs for iron? Oh, yeah.
For me testimony, beginning this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you, you see. And sir, if you please state your full name and then spell it.
Kenneth Rios.
Hey, Lillian, that's some crazy shit.
R-I-O-S.
Don't do it. Please don't drink it. Hell no, I ain't gonna drink that shit. I don't need to drink that shit.
I was employed as
Hey, Lily.
Las Vegas. I retired as a Las
Trust
Vegas
me,
sergeant.
everything
for Las
works.
Vegas Metro Police.
Good.
How long were you with that?
I don't know where the hell that commercial talking about.
April 17th.
Drinking peroxide, talking about 15 minutes before. Shit.
September 7th of 1996 at about 9 p.m. ish in that area. Where were you working?
Hey, Lillian, they said 15 minutes before. You drink that shit 15 minutes before.
At that time,
Good God.
you heard of a situation that occurred in the other
Hell no.
section of the MGM.
Let me get back focused.
Did you
Let's get back to the case.
Watch what alcohol does to stop poop.
If your belly.
Damn, what?
Free yourself from prying eyes. Ask privately.
Why they keep trying to get you to drink alcohol with peroxide?
Oh, there's nothing like a football Sunday every time.
Contact with an individual wearing a Dan Marino number 13 jersey.
Yes, I did.
Play a little
AI trying to take us out. Yellow, orange herbs for eyesight. Yeah.
This is 115B.
Right, Lil. Right, Lil. Do that. We'll be gone in 15 minutes.
Play with the other program. I don't know why.
Millennial say facts.
I'm gonna back up just a little bit here.
All right, this the lounge where Orlando got stomped out.
You come in.
Hey, yo, man, I appreciate, man, every like, man. I appreciate y'all being in here, man. What's good with it? Man, why won't they just show Orlando getting beat up already, man? Damn.
Right about here. You let us know when you see yourself.
I see myself.
Okay.
Okay, you see yourself.
And which of the three officers we have on scene there are you?
One with the dark hair. My back, well, it was dark back then. My back is towards the camera facing the gentleman that has the Merino jersey on.
Eventually, we watched this video. You have a conversation with this individual, correct?
Yes, I did.
And at that time, did you ask him to identify himself?
Yes, I did.
How did he identify himself?
He identified himself through California driver's license, which security had in their possession and gave to me.
Back then, this is just a fight call and he's the victim, correct?
We thought he was a victim, yes.
And so, did you talk to him about whether or not he wished to press charges or be involved? Describe that for us.
Yes, I asked him first if he needed medical assistance and he refused. He said he was fine. I then asked him what happened and he told me basically that a couple of guys that he didn't know jumped him. And once again, I asked him if he needed medical. He said no. I asked if he wanted to file a report and he said no.
At that point, was he released and free to go on his way?
Yes, he was.
Later on that evening, Did you learn about a shooting involving Tupac Shakur?
I did.
And then and at that time, what name did you remember for Mr. Anderson?
It was Orlando. I remember his first name.
Is it anything unusual that when a victim gets attacked, doesn't want to press charges or write a report for you not to have written a report that night?
No, it's not. Basically, if you don't have a victim, you don't have a crime, as we put it, which isn't necessarily true. You always have a crime. But if you don't have a victim, the chances of prosecution, you won't get any information, and so we don't take a report if the victim refuses.
It's only afterwards, the incident that occurs a couple hours later, you then memory and write down what you recall from this incident.
Yes, I did.
And you were able to remember his first name as Orlando.
Yes.
Nothing further.
Thoughts, Mr. Stitt?
Mr. Rios,
Yes, sir. It's the next witness.
did you review anything in your preparation for your testimony here today?
Yes, I did.
What did you review?
I reviewed my officer's report. I reviewed my memory. I reviewed also the last statement that I gave, I believe was to the grand jury a few years ago.
Okay. And I would assume that prior to your testimony at the grand jury, you reviewed
This is the
your
defense
officer's
now.
report back then, even,
Yes, yes, I did.
prior to testifying in front of the grand jury.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make sure we're clear here. You wrote that report. That's in the normal course of your duties as a police officer.
Yes, sir.
No exception to in terms of you conducting your business as a police officer that you don't have a right report.
No, there's some instances where I may not write a report.
Sure. Can you tell us what those instances are?
Not offhand, because
He said not right offhand. Oh, shit.
You don't write a report for everything that you do. Everything's recorded in some way through the computer or
Tripped him up. He tripped
through
him up, y'all.
dispatch, I'm sure. But to write a formalized report on all of my actions, no.
So in terms of all your actions, are you saying, like, for instance, if you get up out of your cubicle and you go into your sergeant's office to talk about fantasy football, no, I want to go back then, talk about the game between the Bears and the, Chargers, we're not talking about that kind of documentation, right?
Right, I would never talk about the Bears, but yes.
Okay. And there we go. And in terms of the way, though, you would handle, like, for instance, if you're doing an investigation, or in this case, you're part of an incident that occurs, a report wouldn't be drafted for something like this.
Yes and no. It would just depend. It would depend. It would depend on some factors.
Nigga burping and shit.
In this case, there was no victim. He refused any kind of help. But it was worth noting because of his involvement.
Yeah. And so the state had asked you a question specifically as to when you wrote the report. You wrote it after you got off of this particular shift. Is that when you wrote your report?
I don't
Yo,
recall
what
when I
up,
wrote it, but
Pinball?
I'm sure that my
What up,
officer's
brother?
report would reflect that time.
Millennial said
I
he
know I
looked
didn't
like
write it immediately after.
RFK. You mixed with Ryan Clark.
Knowledge,
He do look like a white ass Ryan Clark.
your testimony to
Yo,
juries that
stop, bro.
understood at that point that potentially
Lily said R.I.P. Assange Cole. Yeah, I saw that, Lily. R.I.P. to the
I don't
queen.
recall if that was the reason why I wrote the report.
I saw.
If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, because I'm a little curious. Like, how do you? I mean, there's a shooting of Tupac Shakur.
She was beautiful too, Lily.
Is it because you heard that there's a shooting up at Tupac Shakur that you go, wait a minute, there was an incident that occurred with Tupac on property? Is that how we get to this point?
Back then, I don't recall if that was the process that I went through to make the report. I don't believe so. I believe that there was some other officers that probably told me and suggested that I write a report because of his possible involvement.
Right. So news goes out throughout the valley, Tupac has been shot, and then you're advised, hey, there's something happening where Tupac just captured whatever it is that you remember, right?
I don't recall
Yo, that
that
nigga
happening that way.
That nigga do look like a white Ryan
Almost
Clark,
intense
bro.
purposes.
Look at this
Right.
shit.
Now, in terms of your report and you writing it, you're still, You're still on property.
Hell yeah,
that you
millennial.
hear
It's the
that
Tupac
this
trial,
incident
brother.
had occurred With Tupac Shakur.
How she passed during the trial, like that's crazy. I'm telling you, bro.
Would you have ever called back to the MD and say, hey, capture
Political
more video,
refugee of the
you know,
U.S.
this
never
particular
got her.
incident and the guy
Rest
was in
easy,
New
queen.
Jersey,
Nope, they never
know,
got her.
the night of the shooting?
Hey, Mr.
to
Lister,
help them
hey,
in
Lauren.
whatever investigation could be out there? Did you do that?
Not that I recall, no.
Do you know of anyone else among the 3 officers that were there or any other officer would have done something like that?
I have no idea.
Okay. Maybe they're all Bears fans, and that's the reason why they didn't do that.
It could be.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, though. In terms of your this particular night, extra officers show up as overtime. They work overtime. Is that what this is?
Yes, sir.
All right. And they're doing that for a special event, right?
Yes, sir.
And in this case, this event was the Tyson fight.
Yes, sir.
All right. In terms of the amount of people in Las Vegas, I would imagine there would have been a lot.
A lot of people?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You see video showing obviously a lot of people at the MGM.
Yes, sir.
And would it just be the MGM where the fight was taking place, or would that be throughout the strip?
No, there'd be officers on other properties.
Yeah. And once again, these officers are on there because of the anticipated flow of people coming into Las Vegas for this special event.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have no further questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anything further, Mr. Jacqueline?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? We have at least one.
Oh, got a question. Got a question for the jury. I think that's so cool. Uh-huh. So you look at Keefy D smirking. Look at Keefy D, he was smirking a little bit. They be cutting the mic off when they approach the bench.
All right, a question from one of our jurors. After an incident like that, is it customary to not follow the people who did the assault? Is it common for everyone to stay with who you thought was the victim?
My position at that time, yes, it would be to stay with the victim because we had already radioed 2 other officers that were on scene.
Okay.
And as well as the MGM security had radioed to their officers up front. So it would have been my responsibility to stay with the victim to make sure that he wasn't in dire need of medical assistance or still wanted to file a report.
Okay. Any follow-up based on that, Mr. DeJoffrey?
No.
Mr. Sam?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. With that, you are free to go, Mr. Rios.
Thank you.
All right. State who's your next witness?
William Hedemeier. William.
You solemnly swear or affirm testimony about this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you, Madison.
Thank you.
And sir, could you please state your full name and spell it for the record?
It's William Heitmeyer, William William, and Heitmeyer, Heidmer.
Sir, whenever you're ready, state your name.
Thank you. Sir, back in 1996, were you working here in Las Vegas?
Yes, I was a security officer at the Maxim Hotel and Casino.
The Maxim these days is now the Westin on the corner of Koval and Flamingo?
Correct.
And it's on the northwest corner?
Yes, northwest corner.
Actually, sometime prior to 11:17 p.m., were you engaged in an investigation with some Metro officers?
Yes, I had 2 Metro officers with me, and we were looking for stolen vehicles. There were 5 or 6 Dodge Caravans that were stolen out of our parking garage that night.
And where were you located when something unusual did happen?
Well, I was on the ramp of the third floor of the parking garage on the southeast side of the property.
And
fire. And we ran to the barrier
Lauren
wall
said, "Hey, Lily."
that was overlooking
Lauren
the
said, "I can't believe it's finally a trial."
Boulevard.
Me either, Lauren. I
Flamingo
cannot
Boulevard.
believe it. Like,
And
this is
that's
history, yo.
what I saw.
Yo, thank you for
you
the
hear a
likes,
bunch of
yo.
shots happen.
Man, thank y'all for being in here. What up, yo?
It sounded like
What's going on, fam?
on
What's the
One
deal?
volley, two volleys,
three volleys.
three
Oh,
volleys.
Lord, here's another witness.
And when you say a lot, I mean, some people, do you put any sort of number on it?
I had 3 to 4, maybe even 5 each volley. It was a series of pops,
Somewhere between 9 and 15 shots in a series.
something like that.
You
Happy
said
Taco Tuesday.
after the shots fired, you guys ran to the retaining wall.
Yes.
I assume you got for cover first.
No, because I was just I was armed, so I was leaning over the retaining wall to
what the
see
fuck,
what I
bro?
could see.
And when you look over the wall, what do you see?
I see a line of vehicles in the left straight lane on Flamingo heading east, and there's several vehicles. There was a white Dodge Stratus at the front, a black BMW behind it, another dark car, and I believe another car, and then there was a white Chevy Suburban behind that, and several more cars.
Do you see anybody outside of those vehicles?
Yeah, there were a number of people standing outside the vehicles in the traffic lane.
And do you see any of them armed?
One gentleman was armed, one black male adult, very young, well dressed. He was wearing a very bright white 3/4 sleeve shirt, black pants, and a black dress vest.
And at the time that you see him, is he firing his weapon?
No, he's not, but he does have the weapon in his hand. It was an automatic weapon, automatic pistol.
Semi-automatic pistol?
Yes.
And is he holding it down? Is he pointing it in a direction?
He wasn't pointing in any direction. It was kind of just off to his side.
What do you see this caravan of cars do?
Well, I looked back because the Metro officers jumped in their cars to pursue. And then when I turned around, everyone was back in their cars again. And they made a U-turn heading west on Flamingo towards Las Vegas Boulevard.
All of the cars in the caravan?
Yes.
And so you see them make a U-turn at Cobalt and head back towards Las Vegas Boulevard.
Correct.
And those vehicles, you saw the two Metro officers you were with jump in their vehicle to give chase to that caravan.
Correct.
At the time that you're out there and you see somebody with a gun, you've just heard shots fired, is it the conclusion you originally drew that that person was your suspect?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I deduced at the time.
And based upon the officers following that caravan, that's a reasonable assumption that they deduced that as well.
Right. And they asked me what direction they were going. They rolled down their windows and were asking me what direction everybody went. And so I pointed to make a right and head towards.
And those officers then went after the caravan.
For protection and suspected mission.
What's your response?
What he watched them do. Did he just find that? Did you watch
Lay some more foundation.
Did you watch the officers go after that caravan?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's not the witness.
Okay. Any questions, Mr. Jack?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Heidmeyer, I'm going to show you it's been marked and admitted as state exhibit number
1.
1. No. Yes.
You want 1? You want 2?
Any votes? Thank you.
You're right.
All right. I'll show you state's exhibit number 1 here. You recognize this photograph?
Yes.
Okay. Just to get to the point, this is Las Vegas.
Yes.
All right, and I'm just more concerned right now about the actual streets themselves. Can you just show us, actually, you know what, if you could step down out of the witness chair and just go to that screen, I'm gonna have you point out for the jury where everything's at, okay? All right, can you point and show us where the Maxim Hotel is?
The Maxim Hotel, this is Corona, Flamingo, would be right about here.
Let me help you out.
He said, "Let me help you
Okay,
out."
and just for the record, it looks like you're pointing in this area right here.
Lauren said, "I need to watch that. YS, I had never seen it. Snoop Dogg Bone movies tells the whole
All
story."
right, and just for the record, I'm pointing to
I like that movie.
north part of,
Snoop Dogg Bones movie.
This would be Flamingo then, is that correct? And that's on the north side of Flamingo, in between. What's
Is that the
main streets
vampire
there in
movies?
between,
Snoop Dogg vampire movies?
It's just October.
What are you whispering?
All right.
Be whispered down.
And so that area is where the Maxim Hotel is located.
God say Jimmy Bone.
Right, and the parking
Yeah.
garage, once again, for my
killed-
identification, is where exactly, if you could just
We
point
killed.
that
Yeah,
out.
we killed.
All right,
Or
so
so
that
we
would be on the
thought, right.
north side of the property?
I could see that. Thanks
So
for a
would that
heads
be
up.
behind where
Yeah,
the,
I'm down for
hotel
a
is?
watch party. Let's do it, yo.
the side hotel, okay.
Jimmy
And
Bone.
that's where you were located with the 2 police officers. Now, you were investigating at that particular time,
The pimp.
stolen vehicles
Who's
out
the
of that
pimp?
garage. Did you write a report on your own with regards to what you were doing that night with the stolen vehicles and?
Actually, no, I turned that report over to my other co-officers because I was tied up with this incident.
Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit better for you here, sir, if I could.
Yep.
Going back again. It's hopefully more helpful.
And his bones was buried
All right,
in the
so
basement
when
underneath
you
that
said
house.
that you
that
looked over and you
building
saw, can you
in the
explain
hood.
for us again, sort of where the
Where he used to
vehicles
live
were
at.
that you saw?
Well, the vehicles were on Flamingo heading east, and they were in, you have a left turn lane, 2 forward lanes, and a right turn lane, and the vehicles were in the farthest left center.
Whatever platform I'm in.
Farthest left center lane.
Let's do it. Let's do it,
Meaning
bro.
that they were all intending on going forward. They're not making that left.
No, but they ended up making a use.
Sure, and once again, for our identifications, it's 30 years ago, right? So you've got 3 lanes going directly east, and is that yes?
Yes.
Okay. And then you have, is it 2 lanes that are actually
Snoop
turn
Dogg
lanes
movie Bone.
to turn on the pole?
Actually, I believe it was 2 lanes, so it would be from the facing east, it would have been the 3rd lane. There's 2 turn lanes, 2 straight lanes.
All right, and then with regards to the vehicles themselves, your testimony was that there was a white van of some sort or maybe vehicle in front of the black BMW.
Yeah, it was a white Dodge Stratus.
I see. Is that a van? No, that's
It's a 2-door sedan.
Okay. And then behind it is the BMW.
Yes.
And then behind it are multiple cars leading back.
Yes.
And it was that you had identified a Lex, is it a Lexus behind it?
I think it was a Lexus.
And then another vehicle, and then a white Chevy, and then it just kept going all the way down.
Oh,
So
Grand
even though
Pride
we were
Brooklyn.
identifying these
I
vehicles,
definitely
you
want
don't
to
know
have
how
a
many
watch
vehicles
party
were
to
in
watch
the-
that.
in the
Grand Pride Brooklyn.
procession
That shit
or-
funny as hell.
I didn't count them at the time, but it was a good time.
Evil is good.
And all those vehicles are now making a U-turn and heading back.
Ass
towards
is
Las
good.
Vegas Boulevard.
And if you get you some
You
evil
don't see
ass,
the actual shots
oh,
being, someone actually pointing the gun at something and shooting something. You just heard it. The individual that you had identified as the person with the gun, did you see that individual shooting his weapon?
Yeah.
All right, but you saw him dressed up in a relatively nice looking sort of presentation, black
Yes.
pants.
He was well dressed.
Okay, vest and a white shirt.
That
no
said,
further
Angela
questions. Thank you so much,
Bassett
sir. Appreciate it.
is a stunner
Sit down.
in that one OMG. Hey yo, Angela Bassett is the
See, you
highest paid actress on cable TV,
Ladies
bro.
and gentlemen, is there any questions for this witness?
Did you know that, Doc?
Seeing none, thank you so much.
She in that show 911.
Thank you very much.
Angela Bassett is the highest paid actress in Hollywood on cable TV.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who's that gonna be?
Do you know
Well, Pat, man, what up, bruh? Good to see you, fam. What up, man? Listening to this Tupac case, bruh. Doc say, Lauren said, hey, Wolfpack. Dot say, Detective Rita on this case. Yes, sir. Angela Bassett, Detective Rita. Gleefully walked into the picture if she on duty. Oh yeah. Angela Bassett.
EAN.
She aged very well. We'll pass it. Hey, Lauren.
Sir, how are
Yo,
you?
Chad. What up, man?
I'm a deputy marshal.
Dot say, what
in,
up,
District
Pat?
Court with Judge Erica Mendoza.
Prior to become a deputy marshal,
Looking at this,
well, I guess you had
this Tupac stuff, bro.
at some point were you a Metro police officer?
Yes, it was for 20 plus years.
And approximately.
Now we got a police officer, another witness.
September of 1991.
And when did you retire as a Metro officer?
Kiki Palmer remind me
July 12th of 2012.
And after July 12th of 2012, did you do something else with Metro?
I did for about almost 8.5 years. I was a cold case homicide investigator.
Now, well, let me ask you this: when did you first go to homicide?
In 2003, on July.
So on September 7th of 1996, what was your assignment?
I was a detective in the gang unit on one of the enforcement teams.
What does that mean you did for Metro? What's an enforcement team?
Right.
So the enforcement teams are dressed in greens, and we usually have 5 or 6 detectives together, and we would patrol known gang areas and come in contact with gatherings that involved gang members. And then after enforcement, I did 2 years of investigation where I investigated gang-related crimes.
Before I get to your actions on this particular evening, I want to ask you a little bit about how the process of report writing has changed at Metro over the years. You have handled your own cases since the early 2000s, but you also were a cold case investigator, which I mean, you also have experience with
cold case
years and years and years before you ever even became a police officer.
Wow.
Was there a particular way that cases were documented?
Said somewhat.
Up until
God say, man, I miss Whitney. She had me weak when she used to troll
I think there's
Oprah.
been some changes over time just because of the digital age. And
I love her and Bobby relationship.
That have the little spinning ball on there and actually typing in triplicate, those types of things. Keeping our notes, handwritten in our notebook, and then kind of changed over time. Everything went digital, and we started keeping things on the computer.
And so, when we're talking 96, there was multiple reports written by officers as they did things because there wasn't the same computerized systems we have today.
That's correct.
Modern day, is there something called a main case report or a main officer's report related to homicides?
Yes, there is.
Explain that related.
So what we normally do, and it kind of depends on the detective themselves. I mean, you probably work with people that have Post-its all over their desk, and it's a total wreck, and you have no idea what you're looking at. They know where everything is, and they know how it's organized. We have detectives that were like that. Me personally, I would keep everything on what's called a case management form. So from the very beginning, from the very start of when we got a call, and we're keeping notes in our notebook.
Oh, Lauren about to go.
All that information will go into case management form. So I
wouldn't
wouldn't be initially concerned with an officer's report getting started.
Yeah, man, hook your flowers up.
Because I was using that management form each and every time we did something investigatively. If we took a phone call from a witness, then I would document that on that form.
I want to see how the flowers doing.
Especially if you had somebody.
I want to hear how the flowers doing when you get done.
Transfer all that information over into an organized officer's report.
See you later, Lauren.
Which would then have the title at the top. It would have the date, time, and location of when the incident occurred.
Some of the videos on YouTube still, she will make fun of her singing and acting. Whitney was like a female 50 Cent.
But initially, everything's kept just basically in the management form.
I love it.
Eventually, you want to get to the point where you
That's that Newark,
put
New
together
Jersey
all
shit,
that
boy.
information into
That's
an
that
officer's
Jersey
report, and there will come a point in time where
Look
the
at
individual
Keefy
detective would make the decision. That
Oh no, he wiping his face. Come on, Keefy.
Right, you would.
Hey, yo, look like he about to fall asleep.
Be signed off by your sergeant. It'd go into the case
He
file.
fighting sleep, bro.
And then from that point, you would just basically be filing addendums as new information came in. You might write that information down on that management form and then do an
Clear
additional
eyes.
report. That's
Wow.
definitely something that I saw
Clear
with the Cole
eyes.
case. Some of the cases that were, 20 years old, every single
Don't
step
water the milk.
that detective did was a completely separate officer's report. So you get 15 officers' report in the case file. It definitely made a lot more sense to finally get to one point where we had just one officer's report covering the case.
And in your experience, is it unusual for an officer's report to be the very last thing that's generated by the detective assigned to a particular case?
No, that's not unusual at all.
I want to direct your attention back to September of 1997, and I'm going to put up really two aerials for you first of all, but I'm going to start with State's Exhibit number 1. Can you go back to me?
Put the burger under his nose and he'll jump back real quick.
Here's to be an aerial of Las Vegas.
Leonardo science guy, right, bruh? Leonardo, the science
Clearly
guy.
more modern than
Bill.
1996, because you can't see T-Mobile over here and some other things. Is that correct?
Quite a bit different today. Yes, that's true.
And then I'm going to go
Bill,
back
nah,
and show
this science
Exhibit
guy.
number 2.
Bill.
This is a much earlier rendition of the Las Vegas Valley because T-Mobile's not there. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Yeah, bruh.
And identified on State's Exhibit number 2 is where the
millennial funny.
I can't believe
Nah, I say Bill.
Where it says Monte Carlo is generally where the Park MGM is today.
Hey man, that's why I fuck with y'all, bro.
And at the time, back in 1996, there was a
The best
club called the
childhood ever, y'all.
662 Club on Flamingo. Is that correct?
They couldn't fuck
Yes,
with
sir.
Bill. Bill taught me about
That
inertia.
referenced in State's Exhibit number 2 as
Bill taught me
It
about
is.
inertia.
It is that
I gotta
generally
give it
the
to Bill.
location where it's at.
I gotta give it to. He made science so
Now I
cool,
wanna
bro. He made
jump
science
back
cool.
to 1. At about 11:17 p.m. On September 7th of 1996, where were you?
We were conducting enforcement activity kind of northeast of the location of Koval and Flamingo.
And did something catch your attention?
Yes, out with a couple of 2-3 gang members, we heard over the radio an officer rather excited, certainly under a stressful situation, reporting shots being fired and requesting a code red on the radio. We weren't very far away, so we cut the guys loose that we were with, got in our vehicles, and
on that day,
with
I
lights
was
and sirens,
in
we went over
class
to
second grade.
respond to
Good
the
gracious,
the
bro.
Maxim Hotel.
When
I was a little
an
older
officer
than that.
calls out code red, what does that mean? What is he trying to do?
I think I was in.
The code red is so that no other radio
Was I in high
traffic
school?
is coming across
Or middle
except
school
for
when
what
Bill
those
Nye came
officers
out?
are going through. So
I
it's
was
trying
in
to
like
keep
8th grade,
the
9th
radio
grade.
traffic to a minimum.
Something like that.
So we didn't even announce that we were en route. That's not important for dispatch or really anybody else to know that we were on our way.
Doc said,
Because we're
Bill Zoom,
we're waiting for
Rainbow.
updates from that officer
Magic School
or
Bus.
from the officers involved. So we stay off the radio.
Sabotage.
It's-
Oh man, you
it's
forgot
a
about
sacred
Ghost
thing,
Rider.
break the code
Doc,
red unless you really have to get on the radio.
you forgot about
Where do
Ghost
you
Rider.
respond to?
We responded to the intersection of Koval and
Ghost
Flamingo right there at the
Millennium
Maxim
said
Hotel.
weird
Now it's
science.
called the Westin.
Millennium
But we went
said
into the parking lot on the south
Magic School
side
Bus.
of the Maxim
Classic new.
and
Yeah,
where we saw a
Millennium.
patrol unit.
What y'all know about that Ghost Rider?
At some point, do you walk out onto Flamingo Well, let me ask you this. When you first arrive, is there traffic still driving eastbound
Y'all
on
forgot
Flamingo?
where in the world?
Yes,
where
I
in the
mean,
world
nothing-
is Carmen San
Nothing's
Diego?
changed so
Come
far
on
as
now.
traffic at that point because whatever had happened
PBS.
was
Channel
several
2,
minutes before
PBS
that.
kids. Come
So
on
now
now.
people are still just driving by.
Y'all
We
PBS.
got to the parking lot.
That was my shit.
My
Donald
sergeant,
Trump took
Sergeant Cindy
the,
West, had inquired as to where
federal
the shots
funding
had come
that
from,
shit.
and we were able to look out
Where's
into
Waldo?
the street there on
PBS
on
kids,
Flamingo,
Lily.
just west
Yeah.
of Cobalt.
Let
And
them know,
I
Lily.
saw in
Let
the
them know,
headlights
Lil.
little glints of light,
Let 'em know.
and recognized that when I spent plenty of time
Goosebumps.
on a firing range. I know what
Go
grass looks like on the ground. So
Go
we
on.
were able to determine
I used to
where
fuck with the
several
Goosebumps books too.
cartridge cases were located in the street
Hey,
west
y'all remember
of
the book fair at
Cobalt
school?
on Flamingo.
I love author
I'm gonna
books.
approach
Oh yeah.
and show you State's Patrol's exhibit.
I used to the
34
author cartoon. Every day when you walking down the street, there's somebody that you meet as an original point of view. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. Hey, bro. They be telling you. They be telling you in the song. Franklin and the Turtles. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Do you recognize them?
Omnivores, yeah.
How do you recognize those?
When we spotted the
Golden
cartridge
Alley,
cases
yeah.
on the street, at the
You
time
mean
my
Gullah
enforcement
Gullah
vehicle
Alley?
was a Chevy van,
Or
and we
Golden
had a
Golden
whole
Alley.
bunch of cones. So as
I
we
remember
located
Gullah
the
Gullah
cartridge
Alley.
cases there on the roadway, we took a bunch of cones out of my vehicle and actually placed them, in the photographs you'll see it a little bit different, but we placed the cones on top of or over the cartridge cases, so the cones protected where they
Hey,
were
man,
located.
I got 8
Because you
likes,
could
man.
even see
Appreciate y'all,
that there was
man.
at
What's
least,
good with y'all,
I know
bro?
one for sure.
Hey, man, this
maybe
Tupac
one
came
that
born
had
as
already
fuck, bro. I ain't
been
gonna lie.
run over by traffic, so it was a little bit mangled.
We out here talking about
So we
all our
protected the crime
old
scene.
childhood.
And we
shows.
also popped a couple of flares on the north side of the number 3 travel lane where the cartridge cases are located.
And this fairly
Original
states
Mighty
exhibits
Morphin
34
Power.
through
You already know
41
that.
fairly and accurately represent that situation.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, y'all. I'm back, y'all. I am back.
Countless homicide investigations during my
Oh,
career.
Clifford.
Eventually,
Oh,
does
shit.
Mr.
What you know
Ford
about Clifford?
leave the crime scene that was at Harden and Las Vegas Boulevard and come, and is he the person that takes these pictures and winds up collecting these items?
Yes, he is. Fortunately, Dan was already dispatched to the area of the Maxim for the patrol units that had called out on the radio
Clifford,
the
the
shots
big
that were
red
fired.
dog.
They were taking report for damaged vehicles
Shit, I
over
grew
there.
up on the Clifford
and
books
Dan had already
before
been
the
dispatched
cartoon.
to that, so he wasn't far away
Shit,
when the shots rang
Curious
out. And
George.
he was requested to come to that
Hey,
scene.
hey, Lily, don't threaten me with a
Sitting
good
there
time
in
now.
front
You
of
talking
you
about Clifford, Curious George. What you
State's
talking about?
proposed exhibit 129. Looking at the State's proposed exhibit number 129, do you recognize what that item is?
Yes, I do. I've seen and reviewed the handwritten
evidence inventory.
Look
that
at
was
some of the
authored
people
by
in the
Dan Ford.
trial.
I can see that that's his handwriting. It's also his initials and P number that are on the package for the Winchester cartridge cases.
And then there's a red seal on the back of here. That would have been placed on by Mr. Ford, correct?
Eureka!
The red seal.
Eureka's castle.
It is marked
Eureka.
This doesn't look.
That's the name of my Mason lodge.
He wrote the date on that.
Eureka.
So 9796.
But
So
instead of the
initial in
A,
top corner, and then put the
it's
date
an
down
E.
at the bottom
It's
corner,
an E.
yes.
And all these blue
So
seals
it's
are the
E.
signs that the
It's
forensic
E
lab
U R
is
E
this package
K A
in order
S.
to look at these items and potentially do some testing.
That's correct. But I do
Wild and
remember
Crazy
from
Kid.
the,
Oh,
evidence
man,
inventory
y'all-
that,
y'all
that Dan had
Nickelodeon
indicated
kids too,
that
I see.
These cartridge cases were checked
Shit,
for
Wild and Crazy
fingerprints.
Kids was the shit. Man, my phone got a minus on.
Negative results.
Well, I'm going to have to, well, I guess I'll move to admit 129.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Okay.
That's a classic name. You going back, way back.
I'm going to have you cut
God
this
damn,
out.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
So he's left to do it.
Bullwinkle, Bullwinkle.
I think you can cut right on and pull those items out.
Yeah, down here at the bottom I can't.
You a little Rocky. Oh, Speed Racer, yeah. Good one. Good one. Good one, Lily. Ain't too many people on that Speed Racer. And then, you know what I mean, of course you had your Transformer cartoon, your G.I. Joe, and then your He-Man, and your Thundercats and shit.
Well, they will eventually be marked 129.
Yeah. Who framed Roger
A through
Rabbit?
G.
Shit.
But I'm going to show
That
you.
damn white girl you
This
been
one, which
chasing.
has a 14 on the top of it.
Shit.
And you said you remember
That's
at
what
least
we've
one of
been
them
chasing.
was angled.
This one's flattened on the opening.
And how they had her
opposite
shaped
of
up
the
too,
head
bro. She
stamp.
was
It's
fine.
flattened, so it's been run over.
That lady in the
Here's
red
the-
dress.
At least one more of these that has some damage to it. And several of them got damage.
What was that movie? What was that movie back in the day?
They're definitely
They
misshapen.
they made Roger Rabbit into a movie. Like they
This is
used
actually the
animation and
closest that I've seen them, because when we
real life.
came out,
Y'all
we
remember that
took it
shit?
right over the top of them. Didn't
Like they
shoot at all.
fused
So I'm
the
able
real
to now,
world,
looking
going down the rabbit hole.
primary impacts, which is
Like,
significant.
Yeah, Jessica.
Why is that significant?
Jessica Rabbit.
Because
Bobby's
the
World.
Glock pistol
Ah,
has a rectangular
like
opening
Space Jam.
through the
Yeah.
firing pin. It's vertically
Right,
oriented
Millennium.
on the front of the bolt face. for
Y'all remember
the
that
pistol,
movie?
and you can tell by looking at the primer impact that that's roughly the shape of the impact on the primer.
So that suggests to you that the weapon was a Glock 40.
That's correct.
Yep.
Now, Detective, or I guess
This dude's
Mr.
born,
O'Connor
bro.
now.
Detective retired. I don't know. Deputy Marshal.
Deputy Marshal, there you go. While you're at the scene, are you getting updates on the radio as to potential suspect vehicles that you should be looking for?
Periodically, again, that code red is in effect for quite a while, so there's not a lot of radio traffic that was going on. The call came in initiating the code red
Gargoyles was the
at
shit.
11:17.
Animaniacs.
We were short distance away.
We're Animaniacs.
But we ran code, so we did
So
lights.
you
and
might as well
sirens.
talk
It didn't
about
take us very
Pinky in the Brain then.
I know that Sergeant West waited until there was
Animaniacs,
a
Pinky in the
complete lull in the
Brain.
radio traffic and announced that we were
Gargoyle.
en route and arrived at the
Batman.
same time. I believe that
the
was
cartoon Batman.
11:26. We had been there before that, so we were there
Pinky in the
within
Brain.
before
There's so much
11:20.
in the
We were already there at
The Last
scene.
House.
So at about a little bit past
remember
11:30, we got an update on the rough description of a light-colored Cadillac. I know at some point on the CAD report it said late 90s. It had to be late 80s, right? This is 96. And there was also some indication that it was in good condition, which would say that it was an older vehicle than late 90s, right? So we were looking for a light colored, possibly white Cadillac with two black male occupants. And there was a report that it was northbound on Audrey, which now Audrey Lane is the link, right? It's the link lane. So it's on the west side of the Maxim going north.
I used to watch Go Gadget and Dennis the Menace.
Possibly that's where the suspect vehicle had gone.
So the initial reports is light color Cadillac, last seen northbound on Audrey.
Right, two black males at that point.
Two black males
You wind up
in a white Cadillac.
Throughout the evening.
Finally getting some juicy shit.
We did, I'd say, it was about an hour or so, about 12:45 maybe, right around that time, that we got an update that we were looking for that same white Cadillac in good condition, but potentially occupied now by 4 black males, and was southbound on Cobalt. That made a little bit more sense to us, especially that we were out on the eastbound lanes of Cobalt, right just short of the intersection, and that the Cadillac had to have been to the south of the BMW, and it made more sense that they would have made a right turn. So that definitely clicked when we were told they were southbound on Cobalt.
Does there come a point in time when you do what's known as an ATL or attempt to locate that particular vehicle?
Yes. Thankfully, because Dan Ford was not too far away, we were able to get relieved from our protection of the crime scene where the cartridge cases were located. And it was, I think we cleared exactly an hour after the initial code red was called. And that was the first thing that we did was we went south on Cobalt, we checked areas that we frequented in the gang unit, looking for potentially really any light colored Cadillac.
Wow.
Kind of the yellowish lights that we have in town, the street lights that they use for low, so it's not too much light in town. Those can kind of throw you off on color. So we were looking for any light colored Cadillac.
We'll put back up 601. During all this time period that you and your partner ATL for this white Cadillac, did you ever
He looking like, you talking about the cut light. Like, what the fuck?
In my 35 years, I've never been in the...
Ain't gonna blame it on the lighting. Since the lighting is yellow, we don't know the difference between...
Sorry, sir, what's your last name again?
O'Kelly, O''K-E-L-L-E-Y.
Mr. Kelly, thank you for being here today. Your testimony, obviously, I would imagine before you were here, you probably reviewed your reports, whatever it is you wrote during that time period.
I didn't write any, certainly. Even after I went to homicide, I wasn't involved in the investigation for this case. I did review the CAD report, the computer-aided dispatch report, noting those times. I don't have that great a memory, so I'm gonna have to tell you that. And that handwritten evidence inventory by Dan Ford. So I have both copies right here in my notebook.
I see. So at the time you retired as a homicide detective?
I did.
And then at that point, you came back to work as in the cold case unit as an investigator?
I did, yes.
All right. Now, a couple things. First of all, when you retired as a detective with homicide, were there any outstanding reports that you had not drafted when you left?
I can tell you that
as Snoop Dogg put in the song.
So they got a limousine and we had a big party. So
they got away with the shit
out in front of headquarters at 400 Martin Luther King. I was typing the last officer's report that I needed to personally finish. I was leaving a partner.
Dog said he got away with the shit.
So he was able to, tie up any of the cases that we had at that point. But I would say there were, but the ones that I knew I needed to get done before I left, I got done.
And the reason why you prioritize those ones is because I would imagine they're still open investigations and you're handing it off to the next person to continue your work.
That's correct. It makes it easier for them if it's tied up as best we can.
Right. Did you take any of those cases with you when you went over to the cold case unit?
When I came back to cold case, that was the original reason that I even agreed to do cold case homicide investigation was because of unsolved cases that I personally had investigated, one in particular. So as soon as I came back to cold case homicide, the very first thing I did was go and pull Jamie Sheldon's case and bring it over to my desk. That's the first case that went there. And we were able to work, I was honored to be able to work on cases like that and others that I have been a part of when I was a detective, yes.
So in terms of, just explain to the jury what a cold case is. Can you explain that?
Certainly. So a cold case is officially cold when the detectives who were originally assigned to it are no longer there, whether they transferred out or they retired. If there isn't an original detective assigned to the case, it's considered cold, right? No one's assigned to it. Those cases can be handed off to other detectives that are still in the unit. I remember, when Marty Wildman left the department, he came over to me personally and said, "Yeah, I'm handing Teresa Insomma to you. Can you take this case on and continue to follow it up?" It's considered cold because he's gone, right? As soon as he left, it's officially a cold case. But if there's a detective who was originally assigned to the case, it's their case until they're done. Go stepping on toes and just pulling cases and start working on other people's stuff unless they asked you to do it.
In regards to the cold case unit, I'm assuming there's probably two detectives.
It's starting to make a little more sense, man. People
and you have
talk.
investigators, retired homicide detectives that help with the investigation.
That's correct. Initially, when Sergeant Hefner, sergeant in homicide, but then came time. So the two of us came back and we were on our own. Like we had a sergeant that was assigned to us, but basically they were a signature block we could pull any case that we wanted and work on those. The department saw, thankfully, a lot to do with the work that we were getting accomplished, where we solved 20, 25-year-old cases. And, the department's able to go to the media and say, look, we're not giving up after all these years. We're going to continue to follow these cases and solve them. Because of that success level, then the department dedicated 2 full-time detectives that were still in homicide to the cold case unit. And then we had, I want to say 3, 4 more cold case investigators that were assigned to us. I think we had a total of 5 or 6 at one point, plus the 2 detectives and a dedicated sergeant to the cold case unit.
So in terms of your work in the cold case as an investigator, you're not a detective, right?
No.
So there is a difference in terms of your responsibilities versus the responsibilities of a detective.
Correct.
Because the detective would be the law enforcement officer.
Certainly.
And you are a person helping the law enforcement officer.
Essentially, we can still steer the investigation where we want it to go. We're doing interviews, we're doing those things, but say offering a certain breaking delay and
Text my mama right quick, y'all.
after going to the grand jury and presenting evidence on that same case?
Yeah, I would say that I've gone to grand jury before officers' reports are done.
That's
I would say
TPD
that
lawyer.
I've gone to grand jury.
So this
before I
is the
started.
cross reference.
Again, because for me personally,
Cross
and for
exam.
a lot of the guys that I work with, I'm not completely OCD, but I mean, certainly there's things that I need to
Hey
get
man,
done,
thank y'all
or
for the
I'm not
like,
gonna
yo.
sleep,
I appreciate that.
You may feel that way,
Yo, thanks,
but
man.
I
For real.
always get the
Thanks
case
for the
management
like, yo.
form
For real.
started, maintained, up to date. It's going to be up to date. If you make a phone call to me, I'm going to document it, date, time, phone call, right? That may not go into the ultimate officer's report because it's superfluous information, didn't mean anything, but I'm going to keep that record in the CMF. I might not even start the officer's report for months, and grand jury may have already had it. Now, I feel now some pressure to get that done, right? Because if I'm going to grand jury, more than likely we have somebody in custody, and I want the district attorney's office to have the benefit of a completed officer's report, although it's not necessary.
Right, and so in
That's
if you
KPD
had
lawyer
submitted
right
it to
there.
the grand jury or done your grand jury, you're telling us at some point you could delay finalizing your officer's report.
Yes.
Okay. Now, would you delay that officer's report until after you retire?
Well, because I still have a partner that hasn't retired, I can have confidence in doing that. You know, we definitely did have that happen. I recall specifically a Doe murder that was not, the officer's report wasn't done when I left, because I knew Dean was going to be, Detective Rates was going to be continuing on with it.
Right, so you knew that the other detective would still be the detective handling the case through because you were now retired.
No question.
But what if you didn't have that detective there, that you're a partner? Would you have delayed after you retired to draft your officer's report?
I would not.
How about?
I wouldn't be able to do it, right? I mean, I just know that I wouldn't be able to do it. That's why when, the limo's out in front of headquarters, I'm typing an officer's report. I literally I got the officer's report done and then went down.
Oh boy, he's stuttering his age, boy. He couldn't even get that shit out.
Explain to us, I'm sorry, not for interrupting. But can you explain for us a little bit about why reports are so important to you in your line of work as a homicide detective?
Reports document everything, right? And you need to document your observations. You need to document evidence. And for us in homicide and even in the gang, and before that, we did that with officers' reports. Officers' reports don't become evidence, right? Officers' reports are so anybody picking up that case file can walk through the investigation from beginning to the last part of an officer's report is conclusion, right? So it may be a conclusion as to what you believe happened and you don't have somebody in custody. It can be a completed officer's report where the case isn't solved. It's still open, right? But it's at that point when you're doing the conclusion, it's more or less your opinion. This is what we believe based on everything else that precedes it in the officer's report.
Okay. And that would, of course, help you later if you ever recall to testify in front of the jury to recall what happened.
Oh, absolutely. That's the go-to document for somebody who's preparing for trial is that officer's report.
Wow.
I mean, it can be lengthy. I've written officer's reports that are 70 pages long.
And with regard to those reports and being 70 pages long, fair to say that details are super important when doing this kind of investigation.
They are.
And that would be helpful for you to remember details in the future.
You about to trip him up.
Good report.
You tripping his ass
Right,
up?
the more extensive and the more detailed your report, the better off you're going to be, the more prepared you're going to be. But in addition to that, you could be documenting things that you observed or that you knew at the time you were doing the investigation that you don't realize were important, right? So I could document something in a crime scene that seems like it's innocuous, something that's just doesn't seem like it's that important. And then later on, when maybe suspect's in custody or, the investigation further, then you find out, that one item that you made a note of now becomes important because the suspect touched it, or that was the murder weapon that was cleaned up and stuck over there and nobody realized it.
Now, nobody realized it, right?
Now let's shift gears a little bit here. So you're no longer a detective, and you're not working with a cold case. You've taken on any cold cases that weren't yours to begin with.
Certainly.
And what is typically the standard operating procedure when you are starting your investigation as a cold case investigator?
So you're pulling the case file, right? And it can be extensive, depending on the murder, depending on the case that you're looking at, can be rather extensive. Some of the cases that we were pulling had pouches in them with VHS tapes.
Wow.
Right? There were separate boxes that had VHS tapes in them. You probably may even know what a VHS tape. So, and we had cassette tapes, right? Actual physical cassette tapes. So we had to maintain a VHS player in homicide to be able to review those things. So we had some of the archaic methods to review evidence. We would go through the entire case file, and that would give us a starting point. As you might imagine, what we're looking for in cold case, because of the advances in technology, is do we have any trace evidence that wasn't analyzed? Do we have any fingerprints that weren't analyzed? Do we have any DNA that maybe, this precedes DNA? We looked at some cases that were before I was born. Okay, it's my 65th lap around the sun. We were looking at cases before I was even on this planet. So you go through the entire thing and you try and make this heads or tails of where the detective took that investigation.
His lawyer looked like.
Sometimes that can be difficult, especially.
I forgot his name.
People, right? You're dealing with one of the dude that was in notes on cocktail napkins and stuff, and keeping them in the case file.
The karate man.
We pull little notes.
The dude that was in Kill Bill.
How this relates to
the dude that was Bill
at all. Don't know if they talked to this.
You know what I'm talking about? The dude that used to do karate.
Was this a secondary victim? We didn't know.
So we have to track bro.
Down. And some of the cases are so old that people that we were dealing with, they're deceased.
Did you have any?
Y'all remember that show back in the day?
Cold case unit?
Oh, certainly, yeah.
The dude that played Kill Bill.
So when you say closed, meaning that you were able to find out basically.
It was like some type of Asian, West Asian.
Yes, absolutely. Shit. All the way through to an arrest and prosecution.
Like he was a monk or something.
The success you had on the cold case, did any of those cases not involve some type of technological thing like either a trace, DNA, or fingerprints?
Y'all remember the dude that played Kill Bill?
I'd say there was.
That's what we look like.
None come to my mind that we didn't have something that was redone and reviewed.
The lawyer.
And then came to a conclusion or pointed to a specific person that we were then able to go and interview. We had one where we flew to Toledo and we got a confession on a murder that happened here in Las Vegas because that person was already doing life without there for another murder that he had committed. I don't recall that we had any physical evidence in there that we needed.
Look at the state.
He confessed to it basically. What do I have to lose? I'm already doing life without.
So he basically was in custody ready for a murder in another state and basically confessed and said, hey, I'm confessing to that.
Correct.
So it wasn't like you found,
We did. I mean, there's, you look at some of these case files and they're definitely pointing towards a specific person, right? Every indication is that this is who you're dealing with.
Right.
And that it just you couldn't get it across the finish line, right? And like Jamie Sheldon, I brought up earlier, I know who did that murder, but it's whether or not there's enough to get across the finish line with that piece of evidence that's going to be where the district attorneys are willing to take that case to trial. And you're waiting for that one more thing, right? So it just stays there waiting for that one more piece of evidence to come in. And that happened with some of the cold cases where it's like, hey, we knew who this person was. I remember one specifically where we had a guy where we knew in the gang unit who we were looking for. And then I got to homicide and then looked up case files and saw that person had never been charged. Like, how did you never get charged? We knew who it was. And we were able to then put enough enough together to arrest him and get a conviction.
And the arrest was because of either DNA or fingerprints or something along those lines?
On that one, no, we had video surveillance that existed at the time on a VHS tape from a 7-Eleven. You know, back when they were recording over them every 7 days, and so it was grainy, and you're like trying to get a clear enough picture. But we were able to, and we had physical evidence at the time that existed at the time connecting him to other cases, and we were able to get a conviction on that particular case with nothing new.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm clear. So that
He ain't saying
that
shit.
was video
He ain't say a
surveillance with some
motherfucking
other
thing.
physical evidence that helped you. solve
He's
that
saying
purchase
nothing
case.
well. He
All right,
ain't worth a damn.
and then in terms of your work, the night of what happened here, now I can exactly what this is.
Everybody corrupt, boy.
Are you, does this help a little bit here about just zoning into zooming into where
Flamingo
Right,
and Cobalt.
the red triangle or the red rectangle there is where the cartridge cases are located. Near the intersection, I think the closest piece of evidence was 60 feet away from Koval, and they were out in the travel lane, probably 14, 15 feet away from the south curb.
Okay, so my question to you very specific. You mentioned a little bit ago about what potentially would be a white Cadillac traveling north on Aubrey. Can you just, you can step out, Dean, if you want, and just actually point with you can just point at the screen from over there so the jury can see.
So this is Koval. This was down the west end, right? It used to be an accident. And this would be Aubrey Lane. Down in here is Aubrey Street that cuts over, it actually cuts south and it goes all over. The initial report was that we had this light color.
His lawyer took, okay,
So they would have to, with the entourage, everybody, if you turn to down this direction, they would have to follow and then turn right to go up on Aubrey. There's really no way for you to get from eastbound Flamingo and Cobalt to northbound Aubrey without making a U-turn.
Okay, and just we could stay there for a second. The other part here is that I'm just pointing again with my pen, and that would be where you found and located the bullets, the cartridge cases.
Cartridge cases, yeah, in the eastbound lane, the number 3 travel lane, primarily kind of straddling the lane there a little bit, right here before you get to Cobalt.
Now, if you can describe for us the street. So on that street right there, and I'm just pointing to the part of Flamingo that's, I guess, west of Cobalt.
Right.
And then before or between Aubrey and Cobalt, this area here. Mm-hmm. Is there a concrete divider that's in that area?
There was not a concrete divider, no. And now, I think now it's like those yellow plastic cones that are every 2 feet. Now separating it when you come up, because on eastbound Flamingo, there's two left turn lanes to go north on Cobalt, 3 travel lanes, and then a right turn lane to go south on Cobalt.
So, for instance, if cars are going to make a U-turn and turn around and follow, like say, for instance, the black BMW, right? The other cars could just basically just make a left-hand turn and go right back. They don't have to go in procession around and keep going. Fair?
Yeah, now they would be hitting all those yellow cones. So I don't know. I don't think back then. I think you could probably just right there. You know, it's a violation of the law.
It is.
You can certainly make a U-turn.
Because my understanding is those cones that you're talking about would be actually on Cobalt to prevent people, like I guess it's like to stop traffic from merging or having too much lanes or traffic in that area. Do you agree with that?
I follow the yellow cones because I took a fellow marshal to the airport yesterday. The lady box actually.
Man, this shit boring the hell out of me, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I was able to see.
About to make me shut this motherfucker down.
Permanent cones are there.
Shit. Where we at? 256?
Right, but at the time, your recollection back in 1996, you don't know if there were cones up at that.
I don't know there was.
I might come back later on, y'all.
I think, yeah, you can just make a turn. There might have been a curve. There might have been a cement curve. But I don't see that in the photo, and I don't have an independent recollection of it.
Gotcha. So those cars are, you know, if we're trying to envision the BMW getting shot at, and at some point it's making a U-turn, there's some discussion about rims on the vehicle being messed up because of, and then as it's going down, the other cars would have just turned around.
Yeah, y'all, this shit boring. Look at Keefy D, bruh. He's struggling to stay up.
You don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Anything further, Mr. Jacqueline?
Briefly. I don't know if you retired on a Friday, but
look at Keefy D.
If you knew when you retired on Friday that on Monday you were going to be right back there as a cold case investigator, you wouldn't feel, or would you have felt, the need to finish that Friday before you got in the limousine?
I think I would have been okay to let it go. Yeah, that'd have been all right. And skip that part.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: has there been at least one case with you and I, in fact, where there was never an officer's report that was able to be completed?
Debbie Flores Narvaez.
Is there any requirement that there be an officer's report created?
No, again, officer's report's not evidence, right? It's just kind of a guideline to go through the case file itself. There was, in the case that we're talking about, a case management form that went all the way through the investigation. So it really wasn't necessary to get to put it on a trial and get a successful conviction.
You mentioned as well that
yo, Captain, bruh, what's going on, man?
You say case files.
Salute, sir.
You were even born.
Yes.
Salute, gang. Good to see
you
you,
don't
man.
know
Good to
if
see you,
all
brother.
of the reports that were ever generated were in that file or not in that
Hey, man,
file.
day two, man.
Correct.
I could say
Tupac
that
trial.
there were some case files that we pulled.
What's going on, Captain?
They weren't even
man,
in
good to
triggering
see you,
binders
brother.
anymore. They were in the accordion files, and there was definitely things missing, right, over time. The frustrating part of cold cases, you know, going to pull evidence and seeing that it had long been destroyed, wasn't even available anymore, which shouldn't happen, but it sometimes does. And so you're trying to piece together the case even without some pieces of evidence that you think is crucial.
So despite not having maybe everything that the original detectives had,
You don't just give up. You still try to solve the crime.
Exactly. Well, you go redo it, right? I mean, if there's indication, like again, if you got with a name and a date of birth on there, but you don't know how that was involved, then you know, if that person's still around, you know, you go interview them. And, you know, we ended up doing it in cold case. We ended up doing a bunch of traveling to where we would go do those interviews and sit down with people. And, you know, they have, I mean, being a witness to or being involved or even connected remotely to a violent incident like that or a murder, that's called a significant emotional event, right? You're going to remember very specific details. I'm sure in your own life you had that where something really significant hit you. You can remember what you were wearing, you can remember the smell, you can remember where people are standing. So we're able to just go back and redo that interview and then put that into the case file, even though it was missing.
You sort of said this, but in a lot of those case files, law enforcement knows
what they believe to be the story. They just don't have the witnesses to present in a courtroom to establish the crime beyond a reasonable doubt.
No question. I would say, especially during my 2 years in investigation in the gang unit, also the 2 years on the RICO task force that we were involved in, we were dealing with gang-related crimes, and there were many cases where we had something happen with, you know, we knew 50 people around, right? There were 50 people there, and you start talking to witnesses, and everybody has the same statement. I heard shots, I ran, and the police stopped me for no reason, right? So you don't get that level of cooperation because people are afraid, right? People maybe think because they think gangs might be involved, they don't want to say anything, they keep it to themselves, and they live with the fact that they didn't help, right? But then with cold case, we were able to come back to some of these older cases where now that that young gang member that might have had 7% body fat back then and was in his prime and was scary is now an older toothless bulldog that's resting in the shade. So people are not afraid to now come forward and say, yeah, I was there, I saw it, I know exactly who did it, and I can prove it. So we were able to solve some cases like that.
Man, shut the fuck
You
up,
mentioned
bruh.
a situation where you read through the file, you're like,
sorry, y'all.
I know who did it. You flew to Toledo and you confessed.
Correct.
And that can happen in cold cases as well.
Yes, it does, thankfully.
Nothing further.
Mr. DeJackmore, are you moving to admit exhibits 129A through
Hey,
B?
yo, after he's gone, after this witness gone, bro, I'm
Okay.
shutting this bitch down.
Or is there an objection to the admission of them?
No.
Okay, they will be.
Ah, damn, bro. Shut up. We ain't talking shit. It's like, man, they ask them a question, they saying all this or shit that is
So with regards
totally
to
irrelevant.
this incident, I want to make sure I'm clear here. You thought you had a suspect. What did you do? Send him a letter to confess to this crime? I mean, how did that work out with the thing that happened in Toledo?
Oh, in Toledo?
Yeah.
We had put together enough of the case to know, with every bit of confidence that it was him, even to the point where we were able to author an arrest warrant for him. And then we were in contact with the correctional facility that he was in custody and know that we wanted to come out. They actually approached him to let him know the detectives from Las Vegas want to come out and speak with you. And he agreed, right? And he's sitting in custody for, serving life without for actually killing two people, a child and the child's father. And so, I think probably just for entertainment value alone, he agreed to
entertainment value alone. He agreed to talk. Get the fuck
they pulled him out of his cell, obviously, and away from the rest of the inmates. And we talked to him for a couple hours before lunch, and then we broke for lunch, and then after lunch, he told us he did.
So you put together information here in Las Vegas that was all corroborated, right? I mean, you had information, you had evidence that you were putting together, right?
Correct.
And all that evidence pointed towards this particular person.
Did it?
And then at some point you said, we just don't have enough. We would want to hear from this guy himself. And that's when you went out to Toledo to confront him on it?
I think that we would have been able to get a conviction without him telling us that he did it, but why not? I mean, if we went there and he said, "Pound Sam, I'm not going to tell you."
Shit, don't make no sense.
He flew all the way out here, and now I'm not going to tell you that I did it. I mean, we still would have gone forward, but it certainly, bolsters the case to have him say, "Yes, I did it, and this is what I did before and after," which is what he was able to do.
Right. So in the case you were developing, you had corroborating evidence here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And this was just the final, cherry on top to actually hear him say the words that, yeah, I did it.
Agreed.
Now, the corroborating evidence you had here, though, was your investigation. I would assume that had some physical evidence, witnesses, that kind of thing to it. Okay. And your testimony here right now is literally, you don't necessarily even need his confession. You could have just done it without.
Yes.
Now, in addition to that, obviously, if you did have those things, you suspected somebody, but you don't have DNA, you don't have fingerprints,
Wow.
you don't have an eyewitness, you don't have surveillance video, you don't have anything at all that would tie that person to whatever the crime has occurred. That would mean at that particular point you don't have it, right?
I would agree with that.
Now, in addition to that, your testimony here is, and
You
I
got
want to make
people
sure
in there coughing like they cough. I'm telling you, even that cough means something, bro. That defense cooking his ass.
Crime where someone is accused of the crime. Like, look at those.
Hey man, the defense is kicking his.
Field interview cards are very valuable. I worked bike patrol for the gang unit, and we filled out probably more FI cards, field interview cards, than a lot of the gang detectives did. that got me voluntold to test for
I'm
gangs.
telling you, bro,
And so,
the defense be hype giving me that energy back, bro.
The information, because you're contacting somebody in a non-threatening, non-arrest, non-custodial environment, and they're telling you, they're giving you information that you're able to document.
And if you could explain to the jury a little bit what a field interview card is.
So that, like, was talking about that stop that we were on before the code red was called. So we were talking to some gang members that were gathered out, and we were familiar with gang members that we were familiar with. And so each time they're contacted, we would do a field interview card, a little small, 3x5 card. This is a rights card, but just like this. It's white, and it has all of their pertinent information, name, date of birth, all height, weight, eye color, all those things. Where you're contacting them, and there's a narrative portion on the back, and most of the gang members in that type of environment would say, yeah, hey, I'm 18th Street. I'm like, whatever, for life. I'm 18th Street for life. So you document that. That's 18th Street for life, because that's maintained in what you've heard, the gang file, for a period of time until that person says, no, I'm not. I don't affiliate with them. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm away from it. And then if that stays consistent for a certain amount of time, then that person is no longer in the gang file.
Is it every time that person comes in contact with law enforcement that a new card is generated because it's a physical thing?
A new card is I always did. It documented my stop. It documented my activity. It documented our work. It documented, plus it starts the time clock every time, right? So every time that person admits, every time that person's in the company of other known gang members, and then it starts that time clock so that they stay in the gang file until that time expires. So you want the clock to continue to start over.
Okay, and just one last question, and I hate hammering the heck out of this report stuff, but in terms of the example that was given you by the state, they said, well, if you retire and then you go into cold case, you can continue on with the investigation if it's a cold case, right?
I would, yeah, definitely.
How about the district attorney's office? You're an investigator at the district attorney's office. Does the district attorney's office have a cold case team?
We didn't have anybody assigned to us at the time, because I left in January 23. At the time, we didn't have anybody that was catching our cold cases specifically, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other.
Right. So you are testifying that Metro has a cold case unit, to which if you're a detective of homicide and you want to take a case with you, you could have done that, right?
Sure.
But with regards to taking your case as a homicide detective and now working for the district attorney's office, that's not how that typically works.
I wouldn't know how they function with it, because I know, we put a case file together and we submit that case. It gets approved by the DA's office, and that the district attorney may recognize certain things that need to be cleaned up or need to be followed up on that maybe wouldn't come back to the detective in homicide. Because keep in mind, if we're working a big case, we're still catching new cases. You don't catch a big case and then all of a sudden, time out, and I get to do this, work this case. You're still catching new cases. We worked one weekend in 2003 where we had 6 murders in one weekend. So you're up going into the weekend and up on rotation coming out of the weekend, because all the teams got a case.
And so, just for the jury so they understand, Metro is the police department. They do investigations.
Correct.
Once you're done with the investigation, you develop a suspect, you then submit that request to the DA's office and the district attorney's office for prosecution.
Correct.
The district attorney's office, on the other hand, do not have investigators that initiate cases to be charged, right?
I don't know how the DA's investigators run I know I had contact with them multiple times over the years, because now we've involved the DA's office in what we've produced, because we seek the truth. DA's office seeks justice, right? So but I know there may be some incidental things that come up that an investigator will handle rather than taking it back to the homicide detective for follow-up.
In your experience throughout law enforcement, even up to have you ever seen an investigator or the Clark County District Attorney's Office be the primary officer on a case?
No.
No further questions. Thank you.
Anything further, Mr. Duckman? Any questions from the jury? We do have at least once. Can I have the parties approach?
Oh, you got one. Okay, and we'll see. I want to hear this I want to hear this jury. This question from the jury. Because remember, the jury get to ask questions in this trial. So I'm going to hear this question and then I'm about to be out, bro. You got people in there looking at they watching shit. You got people looking up in the sky. You got some interesting looking folks that showed up to court today. Look at Keefy D. Look at the people behind them. You got some interesting people over there. That dude in the back, he pale as hell. God damn.
All right. Question from our juror. There are 8 cones. There are only 7 glass bottles in evidence. Was there another bullet not accounted for in the envelopes, or are there only 7 cases located there? Or were there only 7 cases located on the scene?
Good question. So the cone that was closest in the picture, if you remember, I said that was a bullet fragment. So underneath that cone was just a piece of a bullet, mostly just the lead, and so the bullet fragment plus the 7 cases.
Any follow-up questions based on that, Mr. Duckman?
Detective, you opened the 7 cases, correct?
Yes.
Showing you what to mark the state's proposed exhibit number 130. These appear to be all the bullets and fragments that were collected by Dan Ford.
That's correct. They were also listed on the evidence inventory that I've seen a copy of. I recognize the handwriting and initial and P number for Dan Ford.
As once again, there's also a blue stripe on here. There's also a blue stripe on here, indicating that they were forensically tested as well.
Yes.
Just don't move to a bit 130.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay. Any other questions that you have?
No.
Mr. Sant, questions on this question?
No, you don't.
Oh, he don't have no question. It's 3, 4, 5. So when them numbers line up, I gotta get them. 3, 4, 5.
Any person connected to this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, the internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected to the trial until the case is submitted to you. We'll be in recess until 1:45.
Damn. So they go into research. They go into recess. Got a better tie on today. Got a better, yeah. The suit fit better, man. They were all like, man, that suit yesterday, bro. They were wrong for that shit. They got them looking all halfway decent, man. Look at the people in the back, bro. Where are you people?
Anything you need to address outside the presence?
Up from the stage.
We'll be in recess. Thanks, guys.
Hey, in recess. All right, yo. Look, man. It's been real. I love y'all. And, man, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Yo, bro. I hope everybody enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to definitely try to get back up here later, man. So, yeah, man. Y'all hold it down, man. You know, I'll be back. This shit boring, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it would be a little bit more hype than this. You know what I'm saying? But y'all the ones who make it hype. But the actual case itself, that shit boring. That shit. So I'm so grateful for the chat, man, and what y'all be on. But on that note, I'm gonna get at y'all. Yeah, we've been rocking 3 hours. I'll be back. I'll be back. I got some things to take care of. So, thank you for pulling up, yo. So Dot, Millennial, Lauren, Lily, who else? For Sabrina, Jonathan, Wolfpack Maine. Let's see. Oh, who else pulled up? I think that's everybody. Dante, of course, Dante, and Millennial. Yeah, that's everybody. Sabrina, yeah, that's everybody. So yeah, man. So I'll try my best to be back later. Peace. Enjoy y'all. Enjoy y'all. Man, I wish that shit was a little more exciting, man, but it is what it is. We get through it. Justice for Tupac, man. For real.